to our private online assessment. One of our licensed medical professionals will evaluate your assessment, and if medication is right for you, prescribe it directly online. We'll deliver your prescription right to your front door. No doctor's office visits required. You really can stop drinking or just drink less. Text PROBLEM to 323232 to get started today. Text the word PROBLEM to 323232. Text PROBLEM to 323232.
You can host the best backyard barbecue when you find a professional on Angie to make your backyard the best around. Connect with skilled professionals to get all your home projects done well. Inside to outside, repairs to renovations. Get started on the Angie app or visit Angie.com today. You can do this when you Angie that.
Warner Sales and Service, building relationships, building trust.
This is Lynn from Warner Sales and Service. If you are push mowing your yard, using an inefficient lawn tractor, or your current zero-turn spends more time in the shop than mowing your grass, it's time you look at a Hustler zero-turn lawnmower. Residential mowers from Hustler are built like tanks and drive like sports cars. All Hustler mowers have fabricated welded steel decks. Don't settle on cheap units with flimsy stamped decks from big box stores. Come see us at Warner Sales and Service on the Greenway New London Road in Rome, just off Route 365 between Rome and Verona, and we'll guide you to the right mower for your property and your budget. Find us at warnerss.com.
Warner's, where quality still counts. At Warner's.
The government is spying on you. No surprise, I know. But did you know the banks are helping them? And did you know that withdrawing your cash from the bank can be very risky? That's right. Let Swiss America educate you about this. Banks are now required to spy on us for the government, and they report any behavior they think is suspicious. You'll be shocked when you read The Secret War on Cash from Swiss America. This new war against cash is really a war against the Constitution, against all freedom-loving Americans. You must read The Secret War on Cash. Get your free copy by calling or texting 800-630-1490. That's 800-630-1490. This war on cash is growing daily, and it also includes all forms of digital money. So please get and read The Secret War on Cash free by calling or texting right now at 800-630-1490. That's 800-630-1490. Message and data rates may apply.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
On the Keeler Show today. It's time to read the news and weather. Time to figure out what to say. It's time to turn the channel of the Keeler Show today. Why do we always listen? Keeler's always in the know. It makes me want to call him and tell him where to go. And now let's get things started. Andrew, let's get things started.
It's time to get things started.
On the most sensational, inspirational, celebrational, Keelerational, this is what we call the Keeler Show.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
I start up really high in this chair, and then by 9 o'clock, I'm down on the ground. Ready for demount. Or something like that. Good morning, and a cool, boy, what a night for sleeping. A cool 55 degrees right now. Davey is in studio, and yesterday was in, as Mike corrected me yesterday, you were in Rochester, not Buffalo.
I was at St. John's Fisher in Pittsford.
So the Rochester area.
Yes.
And, okay, so you were there for the Bills training camp. What was it like? Yesterday was their first day in pads, I think.
Yeah, it was awesome. First day 4 camp. They did a lot of 11-on-11 drills, like 11-on-11 offense and defense.
Yeah.
I mostly, the majority, split back and forth, spent like 45 minutes on the defensive side, and then the last hour of training camp, I mostly concentrated on the offensive side.
Did you get any autographs yesterday?
No autographs yesterday.
No, you couldn't because you were there as a media member.
Right.
Yeah, you get kicked out.
Right.
Okay, so you did that, but you had full access because you were media.
Right.
So much better, right?
Right.
Than buying tickets?
Yes.
What did you? So, what takeaways? Any takeaways? Anything big that you saw yesterday?
The biggest takeaway I saw was DeMar Hamlin getting the full practice on with pads.
And the
he
whole
looked
nine.
absolutely amazing. And let me tell you something, Josh Allen, they were doing full drills. Stephon Diggs, Gabe Davis, he was nailing the ball right into the numbers. Let me tell you.
And Allen had a very scary moment. Did you see this?
No, I was off doing something else.
They were running a trick play. And I guess what happens there is you can't talk about the trick play. How are you going to not have? How are the members of the community who are there not going to, talk about it? But apparently everybody gets to see it. But it was a trick play, and the play was that I don't know who threw the ball, but ultimately it was Josh Allen catching the ball, and he got nailed hard and didn't get up.
Uh-oh.
So. Yeah, during yesterday.
Okay, so I feel like whoever hit him should be running laps up and down.
Correct.
Are you kidding me?
Hit hard, couldn't get up, fell awkwardly, and then when he did get up, he was limping. And they said that I was watching a piece on it last night. They said that he walked over and looked like he was starting to walk it off, but was still limping. Then started signing autographs and walked back into the locker room. And came back out, and everything seemed to be okay. But it was a very scary moment for a minute.
Who's the moron who hit him?
I don't know. You have to look it up.
But
it's a story today.
The majority of the drills were Ken Dorsey was running the offense, and McDermott was doing the defense because he's going to be head coach / defensive coordinator.
Right.
So it's a dual role for him.
Interesting. It had to be good to see football, though.
Oh, it was awesome.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. Full force. As soon as you walk into St. John's Fisher, it says, "Welcome, Bills Mafia." And then when you walk out, it says, "Thank you, Bills Mafia."
Yeah, cool.
It was, Bill and Jeff, let me tell you, it was like 15 to 20,000 people deep there yesterday.
Wow.
And it only rained for like 5 minutes. It got a brief shower.
Yeah, that's all we got yesterday.
It was absolutely awesome.
Okay. You loved it, man.
I sure did.
Yeah. And I guess there's no other takeaway except for what? The Hall of Fame game is Thursday?
Yeah.
So preseason gets underway soon. So they'll be playing for real kind of very soon.
Let's go, Bills.
I just noticed yesterday, digging in a little bit, that the opening game for the Bills
it's Monday night against
is
the
a Monday
Jets.
night, September 11th, against the Jets. That's going to be a very big game.
Yeah. Aaron Rodgers makes his debut for Gang Green.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you're going to see what has Aaron Rodgers done for that team. you're going to see it firsthand right off the bat and going head-to-head with the Bills. Wow, that's big Monday night in primetime. That'll be pretty cool. Okay, Davies, you had a blast. You had fun.
I sure did.
All right. Okay. Glad to hear it.
Thank you very much.
While you're here, though, I got to tell you that you are you're a big fan of this, and I'm not necessarily, but I can't believe this has happened. This is the first time in the history of music that this has happened. Are you ready? For the first time ever, Billboard's Hot 100 is topped with songs that are what?
Country.
Country. You're absolutely right.
Is Jason Aldean number one?
Jason Aldean is number one. Try That in a Small Town. That's number one. That's that controversial song that everybody's...
What's the controversy about that?
I don't know. There are things about Black Lives Matter, and they apparently the scene where they taped the video was in front of a state house or in front of some building. I haven't dug in that much on it, but that apparently there was a lynching that was held there. So he says this has no there's no racial overtones whatsoever. However, he has changed one of the lines in the song because country stations stopped playing it. But apparently, people didn't stop playing it. People didn't stop buying it because it's number one. Followed by Last Night, Morgan Wallen, and Luke Combs.
Luke Combs.
Combs. I should have pronounced it that way. Doing the old Tracy Chapman song, Fast Car.
Awesome song.
Yeah. Here's a little sampling. Do I have it? I kind of do. Yeah, there it is. Sorry. I wasn't plugged in.
Was he got three of them up there?
What do you mean?
No, it's Jason Aldean,
No, those are all three different
Morgan
artists.
Wallen, and Luke Combs.
Oh, okay.
They're three of the hottest stars right now in country music.
Well, they're pretty hot in pop music as well.
Yes.
So can I? And I'm sorry, I'm a little under the weather this morning, so maybe I'm not processing this correctly. I'm reading this thing about Jason Aldean and the Try That in a Small Town. The country singer, however, shared a post on social media denying that Try That in a Small Town is about race and he is pro-lynching. Who is pro-lynching?
I don't know anybody that's pro-lynching. I don't know
heard of something so stupid.
I don't think anybody called him pro-lynching. I think that's his words. Nobody said he's pro-lynching, but they just listen. It's basically saying you want to march in the streets, you want to go take over a town. I don't know why he's going down this road now because this story is like 3 or 4 years old. We talked about this before. But he did, and that's the song, and it's like, try this in a small town, and you won't get away with it, basically is what he's saying. But there's symbolic stuff there that includes places or a place where there was lynching. I have no idea. I don't really know the song, and I don't. I really didn't follow this controversy. I'm just telling you in a nutshell what both sides are saying, and ultimately, country stations stopped playing the song, and ultimately, he changed the line in the song. That's all I can tell you.
All right.
So, but I don't know that anybody said he's pro-lynching. And I guess you would say nobody's pro-lynching, unless you're a lyncher, right? I guess if you're a lyncher, you'd be pro-lynching. But I don't know who's lynching these days, right? This is a bit of a throwback to a former time. And even then, it's like I can't imagine somebody was happy about it. Maybe they were. Maybe they're like, we're going out and lynching tonight. I don't know.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, it's the number one song in the country. So really, the nation has spoken. It's not only on the country charts, but on the pop charts as well. That's pretty darn big. Pee Wee Herman is dead. Paul Rubens was his name. He's passed away, and I believe he was 70 years old, which is really, really young. But had a long battle with cancer. Letterman had Pee Wee on his original show, Late Night with David Letterman, several times. Here he is with great. Here he is with Letterman in 1985, a week before his first movie, Pee-wee's Big Adventure, would open, which ultimately would be a big hit. Here we go.
Please welcome movie star Pee-wee Herman. Been a long time. You've been away making the film?
Yeah, I've been away making the film.
Congratulations. I understand it turned out very nicely. You're getting good reviews. You get some reviews, have you?
Yeah, I just happen to have a few of the reviews with me, Dave.
All right.
This is the Hollywood Reporter. That's a big, trade industry paper. It says, Pee-wee's Big Adventure isn't just the funniest movie of the year. It's one of the funniest movies ever!
A delight. I like this movie so well that I've seen it twice. So on and so forth. Boy, that's very impressive.
Yeah, that's my dad's review.
Yeah.
It was number 4 for the August 1985 box office, behind Back to the Future, National Lampoon's European Vacation, and Weird Science.
So
those were all big movies. It was a time where movie theaters were jam-packed.
I hate to be negative, but everybody remembers this about him. The whole he was in a separate movie theater where they weren't playing Pee-wee Herman.
So that became a big deal, right? Where he was spotted and then arrested for lewd behavior in an X-rated movie theater. You got it working, Davey? No, but that was loud. Some noise came out of that thing. Davey can't hear in the booth. It's kind of an important thing to be able to hear a radio show. A little bit, I would think. Kind of important. So Davey's trying to figure that out. So he was in a movie theater, and apparently,
so
something they did back then in movie theaters. He was arrested, and that was kind of tough because he had like the Saturday morning show and all that, so it really put a stop to his career.
And the fact that it was a kid's show.
Yeah, that didn't help.
So, okay.
But then he really tackled it firsthand, head first, or whatever. You know what I mean. That didn't come out right either. He really went after it. That doesn't good either. I'm thinking, these are all innocent. I just want you to know, completely innocent. It's early in the morning, and I'm struggling. So basically, the way I would normally say it is he really took on this issue firsthand, and that doesn't come out right either. So, but you know what I mean. He didn't ignore it. He went on MTV. He told a joke about it. And that helped him. But the character Pee-wee Herman would come back and forth over the years, but very, very carefully, and no longer as a kids program.
Right.
It was more of a throwback type thing. And then he became Paul Reubens, the actor, and really had done quite well for himself. But apparently, over the course of the last 6 years, he has been battling cancer, something that he kept from his fans. And here's some more audio on this. He, of course, died of cancer at the age of 70. This is Danny Elfman's Breakfast Machine from 1985's Pee-wee Herman's Pee-wee's Big Adventure. Whatever. Here's Pee-wee's Playhouse. I think this is from a TV show. Little trivia. Who do you think singing the Pee-wee's Playhouse song? Who's the singer?
Betty Boop. No, Madonna.
It is Cyndi Lauper singing.
Oh, yeah?
Anyway, so Pee-wee Herman, Paul Reubens, dead at the age of 70. Anything you want to add to that?
No, I remember watching the show as a child. As a matter of fact, my son recently was up in the attic at my mother's house and pulled a couple toys out of a box that were Pee-wee Herman toys. The green-faced head, it was like a genie that it would open up from the box. And there was another, maybe it was just a Pee-wee Herman character figurine. And I do remember watching the show. It was kind of Again, there was nothing else like that. The unique sounds and the funky kind of, music that came out of it, and the breakfast machine you talked about.
Yeah.
It was kind of unique. And as a kid, it was something I watched on Saturday mornings.
I cannot say that I really ever watched it, but he was
after you were
enormous, right? So
after you, right?
Yeah, in the 80s, right? It would be in the 80s. So I was not usually watching Saturday morning cartoons and all that stuff. Hobica on the line right now. Joe, good morning.
Bill, I called in just to help you. I think what you were saying is that Pee Wee Herman took a hands-on approach to address the matter.
Yes,
to address the matter head on.
Well, I think
what he did.
I think you've closed this book, Joe, with a big slam. There's no doubt about it. It's kind of hard to, when you think about all those phrases, all somehow lead back to that movie theater, don't they? It's unbelievable.
Geez, and I got to tell you, the guy actually, I think he was on another TV show, but not as Pee Wee Herman, but as Rubens. I think it was a law show, wasn't it?
I think so. He was on. He really did very well when as an adult. Yeah. He really did. So. And
I got a little nervous when Jeff said that he found some of Pee Wee Herman's toys up in his attic.
I did get a little nervous about that. Yeah, sadly, it was his son who found the toys. That's the thing that really made me nervous. So, all right.
And by the way, I could have answered the trivia question, and I can't even believe it because normally I can't answer any of the questions that you ask. And I just was wondering, what is it that I've done that you have now got to the point where you basically violated the formula that's been in place for however number of years, we've had the contest?
Well,
what is it that's angered you?
I don't know.
I'd like to know because or are you just in a manic, reckless kind of state?
Well, I don't know. I mean, you're talking about the fact that when we do our free money question, the Hobica free money question, I've been working with a growing jackpot. So, like yesterday was $100, and today is $200. I don't know why you would feel like don't know why you would feel like this is something that
you do that. You do it all the time, and you're trying to create a new pattern. I don't think it's right.
Well,
it's not like you came to me. It's not like you came to me and said, Joe, listen. I didn't really do a lot of growing when I was growing up, so I'd like to replace that by growing the jackpot.
You're going there? Oh, my Lord. Listen, the fact is it has I just wanted to add a little spice to it, and it's exciting. Like today will be $200. Tomorrow will be $300. And
Why?
Well, adding a little.
What is it? Did you give me some reason for that, or are you just doing it to try to punish my wallet?
Well, I'm giving you a reason right now. So the reason is it's adding a little spice. It's summertime. It's August. The dog days of summer. Life is humid. I mean, hazy, hot, and humid, even though it's beautiful out there today. And this is just offering up a little spice on the,
This is why you get in trouble when you go to the casino.
Okay, all right. Now I'm hanging up on you. Have a wonderful day, Joe. Thank you.
Joe was all over picking fights this morning.
Bill.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have poked the bear. That's all I'm telling you.
Joe's laughing all the way to the bank where he'll have to pick up money to pay these people. All right, say goodbye. Okay.
You guys have a good day.
All right, you too.
Take care.
This morning's jackpot at 7:35 will be $200. Jack on the line right now. Hi, Jack. Good morning.
Good morning, guys. I really enjoyed when I was listening to Jimmy yesterday on the show, and he was talking about Pee Wee and everything. But I didn't realize how he was big on kids for cancer.
Listen, I think that Paul Rubens did a lot of good things, and that show really
he did
was
a lot behind the scenes.
Correct. Yeah, and that show really was brilliant. The whole character thing, and he always stayed in character. His whole thing was he felt it would be so much better if people thought it wasn't an act. That was that he was a real a real character.
Right. And he also he had the guy on the show with that stole Pee Wee's bike on the movie.
Oh, he did.
one.
Okay, yeah.
And then also what the heck was? Oh yeah, he was also on the Walk of Fame.
Pee Wee, Paul Rubens, or I think he was there as Pee Wee Herman, though, wasn't he?
No, it's Pee Wee.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Pee-wee.
Yeah, that was really cool. Well, it's very, listen, it's sad. You hate to see that happen, and, a 6-year battle with cancer that finally came to an end, and he actually wrote a message to all of his fans apologizing for keeping it from them, but it's something that he needed to keep. He needed to keep private.
Everybody's got a quiet side.
Yep, there's no doubt about it. Even him, for God's sakes. Okay, Jack, thanks, man.
Yep, have a good one, guys.
You too.
Yep.
I see it described here as a silly man-child act that he did, and I think that's appropriate, and it was very captivating to kids. I do think he gets a bad rap because everybody associates him with that incident, right?
I guess. Even yesterday when the story was on the nightly news, they said, but there was a point in his career where things went bad. And, yeah, you talk about that. I mean, think about this for a second, though. That was a thing.
That's what I mean. Okay, so
that
this is the part I don't understand.
Was it was each town had their own. I think this may have happened in Florida. I believe, but wherever it was, he was arrested for a lewd act. You apparently aren't supposed to do that while those movies are playing. But there were movie theaters, right? You remember all those movie theaters that played X-rated movies.
So, right, I don't remember, and I've never been to one and never plan to go to one.
I have never been to one either, but they existed even around here.
But if you're telling me that that's what goes on in there, then it seems like that's what goes on in there. I'm not that you're saying it, but
listen,
I mean...
All I can say is I wouldn't want to sit in the seats. And I don't know that it was necessarily approved, but that stuff went on. And those theaters existed, and, all before the popularity of the VHS tape. And now today with the internet, there's no need for those theaters. But I think some of these places around here, you can still go in and they may have booths or something where movies are played. I mean, what do they expect to happen in there?
Right.
I guess is what I would say. Anyway, he was arrested, and that was bad for a child star's career.
Absolutely, yeah.
No doubt about it. All right, we have a couple of difficult stories this morning. Have we resolved the situation in New Hartford yet, where a pedestrian was injured Saturday when it was being hit by the car in the parking lot of the New Hartford Shopping Center? We haven't really talked about this all this much, but I just want to say on the New Hartford Shopping Center, I'm not surprised somebody got hit.
Okay.
That is a stinking free-for-all over there.
Well, it shouldn't be.
And the lines are faded. There are no, like when you go to, if you go to like Sangertown, at least the main thoroughfare, there is a median there. There are no medians at the New Hartford Shopping Center. I just think it is just a poorly designed parking lot that I'm not surprised somebody has been hit by a car, and I'm surprised it took this long.
I do have some complaints about the layout of the parking, but
yeah, it's terrible. Sometimes when there aren't a lot of people in the New Hartford Shopping Center, people will just go darting across the whole parking as opposed to trying to follow those yellow lanes.
No, but that's on them, though, isn't it? That's on them.
I think it's poorly done. It's an open. Nobody has those open parking lots like that. Wide open. I mean, without some sort of order, and there's very little order over there. I feel like it's been an accident waiting to happen for a long time.
So, and I think in front of the stores...
everything's always on the person that does it, right, ultimately? But there should be things done to help people be more orderly.
Yeah, so I also think there's...
And it would make the place look a lot better.
There's a couple spots over there, and I'll admit...
And I know, Jeff, they've invested billions into that place. So, it's surprising that after all the money spent on improving the New Hartford Shopping Center, that the money hasn't gone into the parking lot. Some of that hasn't trickled down. Some of it.
there are spots over there where you think, and I'll admit to doing this, where, again, there's not a lot of people there. Well, I'm not doing this left, right, left, turn.
Yeah.
Right, so I will cut across.
Yeah.
But in a lot of those lots, you actually can't get out. You have to follow the main drag to get out of that parking area.
My
over by the
favorite
bank is one spot.
Sometimes I'll go off road riding, driving behind the New Hartford Shopping Center. This one time I got lost in one of those potholes. I mean, it's unbelievable. During a good rainstorm, you don't know what's going on. It could be you may never come back. And in the wintertime, it's even worse. The wintertime, because the you don't see any lines in the wintertime. It's just snow all over the place.
Are we talking New Hartford Shopping Center or Consumer Square?
New Hartford Shopping Center.
The hit and run? Or the pedestrian accident?
That's where it says it happened, right?
Or was it Consumer Square? No, by Five Below.
Oh, it was saying the New Hartford Shopping Center is where the Syracuse story said.
Okay, so what you're saying about New Hartford Shopping Center, I agree with.
I immediately thought it was at the New Hartford Shopping Center.
No, it's over at Consumer Square.
Because it reads here, at New Hartford Shopping Center, said police. But it's the Consumer Square is where it occurred.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Well, I went on that rant. I could have saved it for another story. Sooner or later, someone's going to get hit over there. Trust me. Sorry.
So I agree on New Hartford Shopping Center.
That is a great example of how, I mean, that over there is horrible too. Getting out of there, that's tough to get out of there. But that is a great example of how you should create medians and green space and that sort of thing. Yes, I agree. Tanya's on. What are we talking about?
We're talking Pee Wee.
We were just into the Pee Wee Herman story. Tanya J. Powers on the line right now. Tanya, good morning.
Hey, good morning.
Sorry, I didn't see you there. We're having it's a normal day when there are technical difficulties here. Very sad, right? He'd been battling cancer and kept it from his fans.
Yeah, there was a statement that was put out yesterday that was followed the announcement of his death, and it was a statement that he had apparently done, prior to his death. And he said, "Please accept my apology for not going public with what I've been facing the last 6 years." He said, I've always felt a huge amount of love and respect for my friends, fans, and supporters. I have loved you all so much and enjoyed making art for you.
Yeah. And when you think about Tanya, you and I think are around the same age, although you are and look so much younger. But it was, when I was starting in radio, Pee Wee was huge. It was a big deal.
Yeah, I mean, Pee Wee Herman is the character that, of course he is, you say Paul Reubens, and some people might go, who? And then you say Pee Wee Herman, and, they know exactly who that is. It's, yesterday when the news broke of this, for the next several hours, it seemed like my social media feed was just inundated with pictures of Pee Wee Herman because a lot of people, this was a big, kind of pop culture sort of touchstone for them was, they were big fans of Pee Wee Herman.
Yeah. And did it say what kind of cancer he had?
I'm not sure. Like I said, I think it was a shock to, when the the headlines started coming out, it was like, wait, what? And then, then when it was like, oh no, he passed away from cancer. And I kept thinking, wait a minute, did I miss something on this? Did I just forget that, this had come out? But no, it hadn't.
Yeah. You're right. And normally when these things happen, we've kind of heard that there was an issue and they were battling an illness, and then it comes out. But here, this was kept very, very quiet. And of course, he did have that dark time in his career involving that movie theater, which was very difficult considering he was at the time a Saturday morning child star. He was so big with kids.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It was, like I said, there's been, and I didn't realize that he had actually done some, stuff even later. I mean, I think his last movie was with Sharon Stone, Mosaic, in 2018.
Yeah.
A lot of people, obviously remember his, Pee Wee Herman stuff, but he was also on 30 Rock, in 2007, Portlandia in 2015. Mosaic in 2018. I mean, so he in The Nightmare Before Christmas, which surprised me because I didn't remember that he was one of the voices in The Nightmare Before Christmas, but he is.
Yeah, there were a lot of those things where all of a sudden you would be like, wow, is that Paul Rubens? Is that Pee Wee Herman? And it turned out to be. So he did have a career after Pee Wee Herman, and every once in a while would bring back the character Pee Wee Herman, which was kind of cool as well. So, all right, Tanya, so we appreciate it. Thank you so much. Pee Wee Herman, Paul Rubens, dead at the age of 70. Oh, boy. Thanks. Have a great day, Tanya Powers. Can you move my screen back to this? I've got lines blinking here. Anything I need to take? 4 is what, Davey?
Wayne's on 4.
All right. Hi, Wayne. Good morning. You're on the radio. Hi, Wayne. Is that you? Test 1, 2.
Nope, he's gone.
Okay, Wayne is gone. Okay, sorry, Wayne. What else do I have? Could I get another story incorrect here this morning?
Let's see.
I'm going to try not to. State workers now have a new deal, and it's a good one, a new contract. They have voted to accept, the union voted to accept late last week to ratify a new 3-year contract to provide thousands of employees with 3% raises annually.
Okay.
And it affects, it's the largest public sector union for state workers. Public Employees Federation. They'll be getting a 3% raise. So those state workers belonging to that union are fairly happy today. They've ranked the state fairs across the United States. And where do you think the New York State Fair checks in?
I actually saw this because I touched on it in the morning news. We are top 5. I was happy to see that.
Yeah. New York State Fair is ranked number 4? Number 5?
Number 4.
Number 4. Number 1 is... Oh, actually, New York is the 5th best state fair in the nation, saying country roots by creating and sharing music, lifestyle, and entertainment is what helps them lead the way. The list of the 20 best state fairs to visit around the U.S. was topped by the Minnesota State Fair.
Yeah.
The State Fair of Texas was ranked number 2.
Wisconsin up there?
Wisconsin State Fair is ranked number 3.
So I just thought it was interesting. This is why I was confused as to whether it was 4 or 5. They say New York came in at number 5. Here's 1, here's 2, here's 3. Well, just tell us 4. You told us all the others.
Yeah. The story doesn't tell what number 4 is.
I know. It's the same thing in my story, too. It didn't say it either.
Sad story from the weekend. A Central New York man and woman died in a fiery car crash in Herkimer County early Saturday morning. At about 1 in the morning, troopers say the car was spotted on fire and the people were trapped inside the car. Both died. Both were from Utica. When first responders arrived, they found a 2008 Nissan engulfed in flames. And they were going down a road I know quite well, Warren Road in German Flats. I grew up in that area. So it's a pretty difficult road to navigate, especially early in the morning, late at night. And that's just a terrible way for that story to end.
Have they identified the victims?
They have the 2 occupants, Andrew Newman, 31-year-old, and Liliana May Pavelka, a 19-year-old, pronounced dead at the scene, according to New York State Police. Very sad. Got a break. It's 6:54 here, and we have a full program, jam-packed, a whole bunch of stuff to get to, including there's a new event coming. It's called the Riggy Run and Walk. And the way this thing is going to be laid out, I got to tell you, I think you'll like it. Dr. Kent Hall on this morning. We'll also talk about if you're looking for a new job and you'd like to make some pretty good money. We have an opportunity there for you as well. And Celeste's friend wants to deal with the misconceptions out there. What has she said? What will she do? And what won't she do if she becomes mayor of Utica? We'll speak with her coming up in just a bit. Stand by. It's First News Keeler in the morning on WIBX. If you have severe pain, there is help. I'm speaking of Dr. Hyder and the Omni Surgical Center in Utica. My father had debilitating back pain. He couldn't sleep. No way to stop the pain. Nothing worked. He received a non-surgical injection treatment from Dr. Hyder at Omni Surgical, and the pain was eliminated. I describe this as nothing short of a miracle. There is relief out there. Call the Omni Surgery Center today. Omni Surgery Center, where modern technology meets cutting-edge surgery.
Do you feel like your current checking account just isn't working for you anymore? Maybe monthly fees are cutting into your already tight budget, or maybe you're looking for more convenience with additional bells and whistles that allow you to accomplish more with less work. Whatever your reason, it might be a great time for you to check out the lineup of accounts at Adirondack Bank. From no-frills basic accounts to paperless high-yield accounts, we're sure to have the perfect solution for your needs. We also offer a large selection of extras such as customizable debit cards, electronic statements, online banking and bill pay, mobile banking, and mobile deposit. We also have a great client services team ready to answer your questions with our live chat. Visit our website at www.adkbank.com. Use the checking comparison tool and see which options are best for you. That's adkbank.com. Member FDIC.
Hi, I'm Henry Winkler. My eyes are very important to me. My eyes connect me with things I love. I loved my late father-in-law dearly. He always lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. And since partnering with Apellis, I've learned there's an advanced form of the disease called geographic atrophy, or GA. His struggle with vision loss made me want to help others know about GA's warning signs. For some, straight lines seem wavy, like when looking at a door frame. For others, blurry or missing spots can make it hard to read or see loved ones' faces. Many have trouble seeing in low light, making driving at night difficult. GA gets worse over time and cannot be reversed. If you've been diagnosed with AMD and notice vision changes, don't wait. Talk to your eye doctor about GA today. Learn more at GAWon'tWait.com. That's GAWon'tWait.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Are you a registered nurse with a passion for making a difference in the lives of others? Do you have a desire to work in a supportive and compassionate environment? If so, hospice and palliative care may be the perfect opportunity for you. We're currently seeking a registered nurse to join our team. As a hospice registered nurse, you'll have the opportunity to provide one-on-one nursing care and emotional support to patients and their families during a difficult time in their lives. You'll develop and implement care plans to meet the needs of your patients and to ensure that they receive the highest quality of care possible. At Hospice and Palliative Care, we believe that everyone deserves compassionate and dignified end-of-life care. If you share the same commitment to excellence and are looking for a fulfilling career working Monday through Friday in hospice care, we would love to hear from you. To learn more about this opportunity, please visit hospicecareinc.org. That's hospicecareinc.org. Or call us today. Thank you for considering hospice as your next career destination.
Research shows people ignore radio ads. While I want you to remember that Liberty Mutual customizes and saves you hundreds on home insurance, I know no one's listening, so I can say anything. I can even tell Jenny that I never stop thinking about us. Sometimes I almost call, but I only truly feel safe revealing this in the privacy of my nationally broadcast radio ad.
Only pay for what you need at LibertyMutual.com. Savings may vary. Underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company and affiliates. Excludes Massachusetts.
Liberty, 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 liberty. WIBX 950 Utica, Rome. W295DI Utica, Rome.
I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. They say they did when ex-Hunter Biden business associate Devin Archer talked to lawmakers in private.
We saw Joe Biden has lied to the American people.
He knew exactly who his son was getting those millions and millions of dollars of wires from, and he spoke to them, and he spoke to them often.
That's House Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer on Fox after Archer told them Hunter Biden got his father, the then vice president, on speakerphone at least 20 times with business associates. But Democratic Congressman Dan Goldman pushes back.
The witness was unequivocal and stated very clearly that they never discussed any business on that phone conversations.
Goldman says it was all small talk like the weather. 54% of Americans disapprove of the job President Biden's doing in a New York Times Siena poll. Only 39% approve. That same poll gives former President Trump a 54-17 lead over Ron DeSantis in the Republican race. A new Morning Consult survey has it a 43-point Trump lead, but DeSantis is skeptical, talking to Fox's Brett Baer.
You don't believe that former President Trump could win a general election against Joe Biden?
I don't think so, because I think that there's too many voters who just aren't going to vote for him.
As for shaking up his campaign and cutting staff, DeSantis calls it a course correction to focus on the mission. The federal jury that convicted Robert Bowers in the massacre of 11 Jewish worshipers at the Tree of Life Synagogue in Pittsburgh will today deliberate a life or death sentence. In Idaho, Lori Vallow-Daybell got life in prison without parole for murdering her two youngest children, but she insisted at her sentencing.
I know for a fact that my children are happy and busy in the spirit world.
The judge told Daybell she went down a bizarre religious rabbit hole and is still down there. At the World Cup, the U.S. women's soccer team advanced to the next round after a 0-0 tie with Portugal early this morning. America's listening to Fox News.
David in Pennsylvania writes in to tell us about his experience with Relief Factor. I tried Relief Factor for hip pain and was surprised that it also helped relieve my shoulder and foot discomfort. After taking it for a month, I stopped. And sure enough, the pain returned. So I started taking Relief Factor again, and within a week, the pain was relieved. I'm now taking Relief Factor daily. Well, thank you, David. You know, I've heard your story before. People stopping and then starting again because it works. As you all know, I had trouble with aches and pains, and climbing steps was brutal. Your first step to living the life you love, free from aches and pains, could just be to order the 3-week Quick Start for the highly discounted price of $19.95. After trying Relief Factor, over 500,000 people have gone on to order more. Try it for yourself and see what all these people are talking about. Go to ReliefFactor.com or call 800-4RELIEF to find out more about this offer. That's 800-4RELIEF. Live your best life and feel the difference with Relief Factor.
We have some sunshine and 54 degrees. WIBX News time is 7:03. This news update brought to you by Cliff's Local Market. They keep you going. Governor Kathy Hochul announcing the launch of a new campaign aimed at stopping drug overdoses across New York. The initiative is going to serve as a reminder to people about the dangers of fentanyl and tell them how to get help if they're struggling with addiction. The state's Office of Addiction Services and Supports will also partner with Next Distro to increase access to naloxone. Fentanyl is often mixed with other drugs and can be 100 times more potent than heroin. Micron Technology will be holding 2 meetings this week to discuss its plans to build a new semiconductor plant in Clay. A public open house is scheduled for this evening from 6 until 8:30 at the North Syracuse Junior High School on Taft Road. Tomorrow, Micron Community Engagement will also gather at 9 a.m. at the cafeteria of the Institute of Technology at Syracuse Central. Micron planning to begin construction sometime later this year. An Albany school counselor and youth sports worker have been arrested after being accused of committing a disturbing crime. According to state police, 45-year-old Christy Coldis and 46-year-old Joshua White took pictures of a child while the young victim was in compromising positions and then sent those photos to several other people. Coldis and White are currently dating. None of the photographs were taken at the school or an athletic venue. Coldis has been placed on administrative leave from her job with the school. A band that has traveled the globe for decades will be making its final stop in the Capital Region tonight as part of a farewell tour. Foreigner is set to be on the Broadway stage, a Broadview stage, at Saratoga Performing Arts Center. The group, which is known for hits like Urgent, Cold as Ice, and Jukebox Hero, will be joined by special guest Loverboy. Tickets for the show are still available. They can be purchased through Live Nation. The New York State Fair has made the list of the top state fairs in all of the country. The fair was ranked 5th by Wide Open Country, a website that claims to celebrate country roots by sharing entertainment content. The Minnesota State Fair finished in first place, followed by state fairs in Texas and Wisconsin. New York has the oldest state fair in the country. Tickets for this year's event are currently available online. Your WIBX Weather Center forecast comes to you from Eyewitness News. Here's what we can expect later today.
I'm Eyewitness News Chief Meteorologist Craig Flint in the WIBX Weather Center. Today, partly to mostly sunny at times, cool for August 1st, a high near 70. Tonight, partly clouded, mainly clear, cool and crisp, a low near 50. And tomorrow, plenty of sunshine, cool early, then warmer for the afternoon, high 76. For more on your local forecast, due to Eyewitness News at 6 on WUTR. I'm meteorologist Craig Flint on WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM.
Right now, we have some sunshine and 54 degrees at 7:06. All right, in sports, the Mets continue to make moves ahead of today's trade deadline, I should say. The latest deal with the Milwaukee Brewers as they send Mark Canha to the Brew Crew in exchange for minor league pitcher Justin Jarvis. The left fielder is hitting .245 this season with just 6 home runs and 29 RBIs. As for the Mets, they'll get Jarvis, a starter who has struggled since being promoted to AAA. The 23-year-old has a 4.33 ERA and 102 strikeouts through 87-plus innings in both Double and AAA this season. The Mets visit the Kansas City Royals for a 3-game series beginning tonight at Kauffman Stadium. Last night, the Rays took their series opener against the Yankees 5-1. Johnny Brito was tagged with the loss. He allowed 5 runs on 6 hits over 4 innings of work. Jake Bauers drove in the only run for the Yankees, a solo shot in the second inning. The Yankees now 55-51. They continue their 3-game series tonight at Yankee Stadium. The Giants will be without a member of their offensive line for some time. Head coach Brian Daboll saying that J.C. Hasenauer will be out long-term as he tore a triceps muscle, and it will require surgery. The injury was suffered during Sunday's practice. Hasenauer, who signed a 1-year deal with the G-Men earlier this offseason, was in the mix for a roster spot at center before the injury. The Jets still waiting to see if they're adding another star to the offense. Over the weekend, they visited with free agent running back Dalvin Cook. He's gone back to South Florida with no deal being signed. According to CBS Sports, though, the Jets said they did not get the impression that Cook was in a hurry to sign a deal. The 27-year-old was selected with the 41st overall pick in the 2017 draft by the Vikings. In 6 years with Minnesota, Cook ran for almost 6,000 yards and 47 touchdowns. WIBX News Time is 7:08.
All right, coming up, we have a bunch to get to here this hour, including Dr. Hall later in the hour. He'll bike us free money question of the day, which is worth $200 this morning. We'll get to it coming up. It's 7:08 at WIBX.
Stop. School bus drivers needed. Durham Bus Services has a unique opportunity to drive school buses, from minivans to full-size buses. All buses are automatic, air-conditioned, and easier than ever to drive. We're looking for reliable members of our community to learn while you earn and get up to $23.50 an hour, a matching 401k, medical, and paid time off. Apply online at nellc.com or call 315-275-8329.
If you're hiring, it can feel like you're trying to find a needle in a haystack. You can hope the right person comes along, or you can just use ZipRecruiter. And now you can try it for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. In fact, ZipRecruiter has helped a lot of business owners find their needle in a haystack, like Marco, president of operations at Telly Tires and Auto Centers. Because Telly Tires has grown a lot in the last few years, Marco needed to hire everyone from a receptionist to a store manager to a head mechanic.
ZipRecruiter helps me find all the right people, even the most difficult jobs to fill. ZipRecruiter helps me keep my business running.
Take it from Marco and millions of other businesses who've used ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter can help you find the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/RADIO. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire.
Utica and the Mohawk Valley. Kevin Fear from Mattress Express. You know we have a beautiful store in Oneida in the Glenwood Plaza by the movie theaters, but we just moved our New Hartford store to 4488 Commercial Drive next to Pet Supplies Plus. It's a beautiful, bigger superstore on Commercial Drive in New Hartford. No one else in New York State has all these brands under one roof. Tempur-Pedic, Stearns & Foster, Sealy Hybrid, Purple, Puffy, the Number Bed by Instant Comfort, Posh and Lavish, and more. And check out these grand opening summer deals on select luxury king and queen sets like the Number Bed by Instant Comfort. Get a 85-inch flat screen TV or a beautiful Weber stainless steel gas grill. Any king or queen set in the store, $9.99 or higher, other than Tempur-Pedic. Get a free adjustable base upgrade. Call 1-800-NEW-BEDS. Go to MattressExpressNY.com or stop into our new superstore, Commercial Drive, New Hartford, next to Pet Supply Plus Mattress Express.
Call today. Heritage Logging and Tree Removal, your trusted tree removal specialist. With today's extreme weather conditions and new invasive species wreaking havoc on your trees, it's very important to call as soon as you suspect any problems to protect your valuable property and your precious loved ones. Heritage Logging is going to be there to assess your trees and give 24-hour emergency services. For all your tree care needs, call or text today 315-796-2941 or go online to heritagelogging.com and Facebook at Heritage Logging.
Attorney CPA Joe Cordell.
Divorce forces a father to focus on what's most important, his children. You may no longer be a husband, but you'll always be a dad. In the divorce process, this comes down to three key concerns: physical custody, decision-making, as well as financial support. Each of these is important, and it's important that you choose a lawyer that cares as much about these issues as you do.
Online at CordellCordell.com. 518-554, all zeros. 100 Great Oaks Boulevard, Suite 110, Albany, New York, 12203.
Stop overpaying for your furniture. Manufacturers are dying for the business. I've got 5-piece dining sets, regular $5.99, now just $2.99. Buy it today, have it today, only at My Carl's.
The government is spying on you. No surprise, I know. But did you know the banks are helping them? And did you know that withdrawing your cash from the bank can be very risky? That's right. Let Swiss America educate you about this. Banks are now required to spy on us for the government, and they report any behavior they think is suspicious. You'll be shocked when you read The Secret War on Cash from Swiss America. This new war against cash is really a war against the Constitution, against all freedom-loving Americans. You must read The Secret War on Cash. Get your free copy by calling or texting 800-630-1490. That's 800-630-1490. This war on cash is growing daily, and it also includes all forms of digital money. So please get and read The Secret War on Cash free by calling or texting right now at 800-630-1490. That's 800-630-1490. Message and data rates may apply.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
All right, it's 7:13. We mentioned earlier about the first ever Riggy Run, Walk, Run, Walk, and Riggy Fest. It's all put together. Mark DePerno is in from Citron. And Mark, good morning.
Good morning, Bill. Thanks for having me.
Good to see you. And this is brand new. I love the logo, too.
Thank you. Yeah, the Riggy Run and Walk with the addition of a Riggy Fest, basically our first ever. This is another community event, an opportunity to raise dollars for a wonderful program, the military program at Citron, which treats post-9/11 veterans and injured service members in a variety of traditional and non-traditional interventions.
Now, I know you've had for a number of years, and does this replace the Stars and Stripes Run Walk?
So, yes, Jeff.
You're trying to open that net up?
That is correct. So, for 10 years, we did have the Stars and Stripes Run Walk with great success. Nothing changes with that aspect, but we wanted to come at it from maybe a slightly different angle for more of a community event. And what better way than adding food, specifically
I like that.
Chicken Riggies.
Which is something that used to be you only find around here, but a lot of places have started to add it, around the state and elsewhere. Carolinas, North Carolina, you can find chicken riggies.
How about that?
Anyway, so you have a website, CitronRiggyRunWalk.com. And how do people get in? This is coming up in October, right?
Yeah, October 8th, Sunday, October 8th. The host is SUNY Poly, beautiful campus. We have a perfect 5K set up, a 2-mile walk, free 1-mile run for the kids under the age of 12. Basically, the website, contact Citron at 737-2416. It's $30. It gets you a T-shirt, gets you into the Riggy Fest, great supportive event, free for the kids under the age of 12. Even for the non-participants, hey, we don't all want to run and walk necessarily, but we want to support a good cause.
Yeah.
For $5, you get into the Riggy Fest and enjoy as many Riggies as you want and cast a vote for which you think is the best flavor.
So we're looking at Teddy's, Nina's Pizza, Trackside, Pizzeria Italia, Rentrona's Bistro, 69 Steakhouse, Tony's of Washington Mills, It's a Utica Thing, The Hub, Sodexo, and Wildcat Hospitality, all participating in the event. So you try all their riggies, and then you vote for your favorite.
Cast a vote. We have a very unique trophy for the winning organization, which they'll proudly display in their restaurant. We have really unique medals, food, if you will, oriented medals for the winners of the 5K. The challenge, by the way, which we have to talk about. Yeah, it's a 5K, but also the Riggy Challenge is, for those that are bold enough, at the halfway point of the 5K, you have to consume a bowl of Riggies and carry on.
That's funny.
There may be some stops along the way, as long as maybe you're not trained all that well. You want to be trained. Okay, so again, you go to the website, citronriggyrunwalk.com, or they can call 315-737-2416. Talk about the military program just a little bit more, if you could.
Yeah, for sure. So for the last roughly 15 years, this organization, Citron, has supported the military. Specifically, this program is for the post 9/11, the injured service members and veterans, more of our younger population. But with that said, also there is a civilian coalition where we have those individuals dovetail with the quote-unquote older population, the older veterans in the community, and civilians in general. Ultimately, it's traditional therapy plus atypical interventions such as aquatic therapy, equine assist therapy using horses for intervention, ecotherapy using the beautiful campgrounds at Camp Citron, recently added some cabins, just enjoying what life has to offer, what our community has to offer, interacting with great people in a great organization, and helping at no cost. I have to stress there is no cost for military veterans to use this service at Citron. All of the money raised from this event and other entities allow for this to happen.
All right, we've seen the result of some of what you guys do. It's really incredible. It happens on October 8th. It is the first ever Riggy Run, Walk, and Riggy Fest, and it will be up at the SUNY Poly campus. Anything else you want to add? Adirondack Bank is a major sponsor. That's it.
From day one, Adirondack Bank, thank you yet again. Looking forward to seeing the community come out, enjoy the Riggies, and have a good time.
Okay. All right,
Thanks,
Mark. Thank you. We appreciate it. Quick break. You're looking for there are many places where you could work these days. A lot of people looking to hire. One in particular has a sweet deal available if you qualify. We'll talk about that coming up next, 7:18 at WIBX.
Do you feel like your current checking account just isn't working for you anymore? Maybe monthly fees are cutting into your already tight budget. Or maybe you're looking for more convenience with additional bells and whistles that allow you to accomplish more with less work. Whatever your reason, it might be a great time for you to check out the lineup of accounts at Adirondack Bank. From no-frills basic accounts to paperless high-yield accounts, we're sure to have the perfect solution for your needs. We also offer a large selection of extras such as customizable debit cards, electronic statements, online banking and bill pay, mobile banking, and mobile deposit. We also have a great client services team ready to answer your questions with our live chat. Visit our website at www.adkbank.com. Use the checking comparison tool and see which options are best for you. That's adkbank.com. Member FDIC.
Angie's List is now Angie, and we've heard a lot of theories about why.
I thought it was an eco move. Fewer words, less paper.
No, it was so you could say it faster.
No, it's to be more iconic.
Must be a tech thing.
But those aren't quite right. It's because now you can compare upfront prices, book a service instantly, and even get your project handled from start to finish.
Sounds easy.
It is, and it makes us so much more than just a list. Get started at Angie.com. That's ANGI, or download the app today.
An important role as a parent is to ensure that your kids are as safe as possible when they are at school. And as a parent, you must ask your child's school safety director if they have a Knox entry access system that gets law enforcement into locked doors in case of an emergency. Firefighters have trusted Knox products as their choice for access since 1975, and now the Knox entry system for schools is providing law enforcement with the same resources. You can learn more about Knox entry at schoolentry.com.
Talk about pain if you're dealing with pain, shoulder pain, back pain, neck pain, severe pain that you can't get rid of. You may want to make an appointment at the Omni Surgery Center with Dr. Hyder. Located in the Utica Business Park, the surgery center is on French Road, And their website is killpain.com. We've seen this firsthand. My dad is a patient there and currently is without back pain. It's just, it's nothing short of a miracle. You don't have to live with that debilitating pain. Call today, 315-765-8448, or visit their website. Obvious, killpain.com. Dr. Hyder and the Omni Surgery Center, 315-765-8448, where modern technology meets cutting-edge surgery.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
All right, good morning. It's 7:20, and coming up, a Pica's free money question of the day hits $200 today. And in studio right now is Carrie Barber. Carrie, good morning. How you doing?
Good morning. How are you?
Good. Pull that mic up nice and close. And so the Oneida County Department of Family and Community Services is looking for caseworkers right now, and it's a pretty good deal.
Yes, absolutely.
Because you're in a great deal of need.
Yes, we are.
Talk about that.
We have several positions open. So we are looking for caseworkers, interviewing daily. We're offering the caseworker test every month. So you can sign up as soon as your application is approved through our personnel department. We're interviewing even prior to the test. So we're trying to get as many people through the door, and we just got an upgrade, so our salary went up to $51,569 starting.
Wow!
And there's several other great benefits. Working for county government in general has a ton of great benefits. Our health insurance is excellent. We have at least 13 paid holidays, as well as sick time, cancer screening time, personal time, vacation time after your first year. We have a beautiful new space for the services division, which is where the caseworkers are.
And talk about what does a caseworker, what are the requirements? What do you need to, is there a certain level of college? I mean, what do you need?
For the caseworker position, you have to have a 4-year degree.
Okay.
Yep. And that's.
And again, what other positions are open? So you have the caseworkers. Any other spots that are open for people?
Yep, there are some spots for like the casework assistant position, which is a 2-year degree or experience in the social services, and just across county government in our temporary assistance, housing, across county government. There's a lot of other positions.
And what is what does a caseworker do?
Caseworkers, we cover all of the child welfare and foster care. We also do adult protective services. So we do everything from conducting that initial investigation to working with families long-term that just need some preventive services or assistance.
Okay.
Well, this is real serious stuff, right? You deal with children who have been abused maybe or who have run away, things like that.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we do. We have caseworkers at our Child Advocacy Center. Those are our most severe cases. And we see a lot of difficult things. But I think the great thing about Oneida County especially is we work together as a team. So you're never going alone. You're always working together, making decisions, and as a team.
Yeah, as I say, it's very serious work. But I mean, you talk about a purpose and feeling like you're really contributing to a good cause and helping children out. I mean, this is really a great opportunity for that.
Absolutely.
Well, you're making a difference in somebody's life.
Yeah, making a difference.
Yeah. And how difficult is it right now with such a shortage?
It's very difficult right now with the shortage. Our caseloads tend to be very high, but I'm hopeful that as we get people through the door, that we'll be in an excellent space. And every day, even with caseloads high, every day is rewarding. We live in a beautiful community, and it's a beautiful thing to be able to make a positive difference.
Yeah. Some of the other benefits, I don't know if you talked about this. Obviously, you're part of the state retirement program.
Yep.
Which is big. Extensive paid training, and there's also the possibility where you could get some tuition reimbursement or even loan forgiveness, right?
Yes, absolutely.
And as we said, the starting salary is just over $51,000. How do you beat that? Go to our website, WIBX950.com, and click on CNY Online Job Fair in the trending bar to learn more and to apply. You can apply right through there. Anything else you want to add?
No, just if anybody has any questions or concerns, needing help applying or anything, they can just give us a call.
Okay. And that number again is?
315-798-5803.
All right, Carrie. Good stuff.
And they can also go to our website, WIBX950.com. More information and contact info is posted there.
And WIBX is also hiring. You'll make a lot less, and you don't need a college education. So just call us.
Are we hiring?
Well, I don't know. Probably not. Probably not. What I'm saying is this is a pretty good opportunity.
It is a good opportunity.
Yes. All right, good stuff. All right, Carrie, thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Good luck out there. Dr. Kent Hall coming up. I can't even believe we're about to talk about what we're talking about. There are two things right now that are in the news, and they all involve the United States. And it's kind of, I can't even believe we're talking about it. But a new wave of a end of summer wave of COVID is being talked about. And we'll see what Dr. Hall has to say. And a disease that dates back to biblical times. Is currently quite prevalent in Florida. We'll speak with Dr. Hall about both of these doozies. Coming right up at 7:26 at WIBX.
Join the Indium Corporation family. Indium Corporation has immediate openings for production operators and more at its local facilities. Attend our job fair from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Tuesday, August 1st at the Burrstone Inn located at 1777 Burrstone Road in New Hartford. All levels of experience are welcome, and on-the-spot offers will be made to qualified candidates with a $200 sign-on bonus. Benefits include varied shifts, competitive pay, and a safe work environment. Learn more at jobs.indium.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Enjoy a group outing this summer at Saratoga Racecourse. Reservations are now available for the climate-controlled paddock suite, accommodating 80 guests. And for large-scale corporate gatherings at the rail at the 1863 Club, head down the stretch to the Stella Artois Spa verandas for groups of 50, or tailgate at the turn with a carload of friends. For casual outdoor gatherings under cover, featuring buffet lunch with Prosecco offerings. Enjoy the Mionetto Easy Goer. Visit Naira.com to book your Saratoga group outing today.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
All right, Dr. Kent Hall on the line right now from MVHS. Doc, good morning.
Morning. How you doing this morning?
Great. Just doing great. So is there any truth to the rumors out there that another end-of-summer wave of COVID is lingering out there? What are you hearing?
So that's what we're hearing, that there is definitely an uptick in the number of cases. And when you look at the surveillance that they're doing, again, we don't have as good surveillance as we used to in terms of testing, because most people now are either not testing or they're doing home testing, so that's not being recorded into a database. But we are seeing that there is an increase in the number of symptomatic cases. I will tell you, in the Mohawk Valley Health System, as far as inpatients, we have not seen that yet. As of yesterday, we had 2 patients that were here because of COVID. Actually, last week there was one day where we had 0, which was really nice.
Yeah.
But if you look at the surveillance that's being done, across the United States, there has definitely been an uptick in the number of positive findings, and again, across the United States, there has been an uptick in the number of hospitalizations. It hasn't been a huge one, but there has been a slight movement up, whereas before it had been, for the last 6 months or so, it had really been on a downward trend.
So, how have we reached a point now where the COVID numbers, in particular the MVHS, are the same as what we would see in the normal flu? Like during the year, even during the summer months, so the number of cases that you would see? Or is COVID still more prevalent than the flu?
So COVID is more prevalent than the flu at this point in time. We're actually not seeing any flu cases, people that are admitted to the hospital because of flu. So I would say that at least from a hospital-based standpoint, COVID is definitely more prevalent, but it's not. It's prevalent at a low level, so it is not a huge issue at this time.
All right, and then a story came out this week about Florida, and they're saying that this could actually reach a point of an epidemic, leprosy.
What?
Yeah, so Hansen's disease, which is the other name for leprosy. There has been an uptick in Central Florida. They've seen a doubling of the number of cases. It's a fairly rare disease. I think it was 131 or something like that cases, which is a doubling. To contract leprosy requires so it's caused by a bacterium. And to contract it requires prolonged physical contact with somebody who has the disease. There are treatments for it. It's a 3-drug regimen that lasts for about that you take for about 6 months. So it is not what it was in 2,000, 3,000 years ago, where it was uniformly fatal because there wasn't anything that could be done for it. But it is in an uptick fashion. Not exactly sure why that is. There are some that are pointing to what's going on with the climate and things like that. But the exact cause of why there would be an uptick is yet to be determined. I would say the other disease that has been found to be contracted within the United States, which hasn't been for a long time, is malaria. And that is another disease that we are now seeing contracted by mosquito bites within the southern tier of the United States.
Jeez. Leprosy, when you say prolonged contact, and again, I know this is an issue in Florida, not necessarily here at this time, but 30 minutes, 30 seconds?
The good news is people from Florida never come to New York. People from New York never go to Florida. Oh, wait a minute. Right? So that's where you worry. But you got to be in contact for quite some time, right?
We're talking, months.
Okay. You like sleeping next to your partner every night, that type of a deal.
Exactly.
Yeah, okay.
But the numbers, even though, sometimes we hear these numbers, the shark attacks in the Myrtle Beach area have increased by 200%. And, they're single digits. This is a little, you're talking about 130, 140 cases right now.
Exactly. So this is not like shark attacks. This is something that we are really looking at. Well, the public health and the epidemiologists are really looking at to try to understand, where this is coming from and why it's coming from, and to get it under control as quickly as possible. Again, once you identify somebody, then you've got to, isolate them. It's a 3-drug regimen for 6 months, so it's a prolonged treatment phase, and then you got to look at, who have they been having, prolonged contact with for extended periods of time. So there's really a process for this, and we're still, and at the same time, delving into the why. Why is it that we're seeing this uptick now in this particular geographic area, which tends to be around Central Florida?
I'm assuming that the fear is that because there are the rate has gone up to where it is currently, the fear this could become serious, much more serious, rather quickly, right?
Correct, and that's why you want to get on top of this, and really start to address it as quickly as it is identified. Because you don't want it to be spreading. Because initial initial symptoms are, pretty minor, and so you may have somebody that that has it, but they don't know that they have it, and
Right.
therefore know that they have it. So really, it is pretty significant surveillance that needs to be done for this.
Okay.
And then a question here from somebody: could the leprosy thing be due to migrants coming to the country?
Yeah, so that's being looked at right now. Right now, what I would say is that there is no indication, given the cases that they've seen, it does not appear to be related to migrants. But again, that's very early in the evaluation.
Well, if you start seeing it pop up along the southern border of Texas and over there, it might be a bit of cause for alarm.
Yeah, true. Certainly. Leprosy is not endemic anywhere around us. Certainly,
right.
And so that would be atypical. But having it in Florida is atypical.
Yeah, yeah. And so, just for the record, untreated, this can be very, very bad. Disfiguring. Obviously, if you've ever watched a movie from the times of Jesus, it's a leper. People would avoid them because you didn't want to catch it, and there was no cure. Today, there's a cure. It's not an easy cure, it seems. It takes a few months. But untreated, this could be very bad.
Yeah, and it does. The reason for it being bad is because one of the areas that the bacteria affects is the nerves, and so you basically lose sensation, and that means that you can get injuries and things like that, and you don't even know that you've got them, and that leads to secondary infections, et cetera, et cetera.
Loss of limb and fingers and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's just great news, Doc. Just really nice. I'm glad we can always talk about such positive topics.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I am sometimes not the happy fun guy.
All right, Dr. Ken Hall, MVHS. Thank you for your time, and have a great week. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody. Please have a great week, also, and please be safe.
Yep. Thanks. You too. My favorite part of that story was your reaction.
Me?
Yeah, your reaction to it was just like, what?
Well,
yeah. And I agree. When I read this, I'm like, you've got to be kidding me.
This is like a biblical thing that I've heard of. That's the only place I've heard of it is in the Bible.
You don't hear about cases of leprosy.
And it means the skin rots off your body?
Well, what happens is it becomes, I don't know all that much, but from what I've read, is it affects the nerves, but also underneath the skin. The infection occurs underneath the skin, so your skin swells up and disfigures, which is some of the pictures you may have seen that you might be looking at right now based on the look on your face.
Yeah, so I did do a Google image on this, and there are variations of it.
The variations are like not severe to really bad.
Yeah, so and I was just checking my wrist here because I had a mosquito bite, and I kept scratching my wrist.
Yeah.
And, so the skin is coming back a little, and I'm looking at this like, I wonder what that is. Is that just me scratching from a mosquito bite?
What you have is malaria leprosy. It's a combination of the two. So the fever comes soon, and then your skin's going to swell up. It's coming.
Listen to how vague these symptoms are, though. A spot that is red, darker, or lighter than your normal skin color. Okay. It grows on the skin. You will lose hair. Now, this is specific. Lose hair on the eyebrows or eyelids, curling toes or fingers because it becomes.
And it does kill your skin. I mean, it kills the nerves and it kills your. It would kill your skin, which is, if left untreated, it's how people lose digits and feet and hands and that sort of thing.
Yeah, paralysis in the hands and feet and vision loss.
Yeah, not good. Well, there you go. Let's see. Actually, I did not know this, but Julie is telling me St. Mary Ann, the founder of St. E's, went to Hawaii to work with lepers as part of her early career at St. Elizabeth's Hospital. Wow.
That was of course, the saint of Utica.
That was the late 1800s, so it was much later than biblical times. Oh, I understand that it didn't. But it's where we normally see it, right?
Correct.
Where you normally see it in a Jesus movie. and all of a sudden there's a leper. And Jesus was very he would take care of everyone, even the lepers.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I'm quoting from the Bible. I think I might be paraphrasing. But thank you for that, Julie. Good stuff. It was her late career, actually, not early in her career. At 7:40, let's, Davey, do our free money question of the day.
Okay.
I know you can't hear me in there, so I'm going to ask you to try to read my lips. What caller number would you like this morning?
I can read your lips.
All right.
Caller number 7.
Seventh caller through the phone lines. Chance for you to win from Hobica and WIBX this morning. It's $200 on the line. A $200 jackpot. Caller 7 right now at 315-736-0186.
28 years ago, Lori Potasowicz had a dream. With a natural love for pets, she wanted to become an expert groomer. So she set out to become the area's only nationally certified master groomer and launched her business, one paw at a time. With grooming expertise and a lot of loving care, Lori and her talented team began caring for pets one paw at a time. Cuts, shampoos, and styling, one paw at a time. Teeth and nails with no detail overlooked from head to toe, one paw at a time. Getting to know each and every dog and cat by name, the One Paw at a Time family grew, and Lori had a decision to make. Keep expanding? She followed her heart and decided to keep the One Paw family atmosphere just the way it is, so she can keep taking care of the pets she knows and loves, one paw at a time. Lori and her team want to thank the families they serve for putting their trust in them to care for their four-legged family members, one paw at a time. 320 Oriskany Boulevard in Whitesboro near Woods Road. One Paw appreciates your understanding for their current waiting list for new customers.
We all like convenience, right? ATMs, takeout food, drive-through pharmacies. Now, Bremer's is making it just as convenient to enjoy your favorite wines and spirits with Bremer's to go. It's simple. Place your order at bremerswineandliquor.com or save $5 on your first order with our mobile app. Order before 5 p.m. for pickup the same day. Hey, you can even call us when you get to the store, and we'll bring your order right out and load it in the car for you. Now that's convenience. Maybe you're planning a party. Maybe you want to stock up on your favorite wines, or you just want to save time when you're out and about. Whatever the reason, at Bremer's, we're all about incredible customer service. So when you're on the go, we are too. Order at bremerswineandliquor.com or save $5 with our mobile app. Order before 5 p.m. for pickup the same day. It's Bremer's to go, available 7 days a week from Bremer's Wine and Liquor on Commercial Drive in New Hartford.
Warner Sales and Service, building relationships, building trust.
Contractors and landscapers, rent your way to greater profits with Bobcat equipment from Warner Sales and Service. From heavy work right down to the fussy stuff, Bobcat loaders, excavators, and a wide variety of attachments will handle all the tough jobs like lifting, digging, pushing, carrying, as well as the more precise applications, grading and leveling. You'll be able to take on more jobs and get your current projects done with Warner Sales and Service. Whether it's the tough lifting and digging or the more precise work with attachments, you name it. Warner Sales and Service has the Bobcat rentals to make sure your projects get done. Tough jobs demand tough equipment. So when you have a tough job, rent a Bobcat machine. Stop in today at Warner Sales and Service, just off Route 365 between Rome and Verona, and at warnerss.com.
Warner's, where quality still counts. At Warner's.
Russian officials recently revealed a new global supercurrency backed by physical gold will be announced on August 22nd with support from China, India, and other countries. Many economists warn this could radically change the world economy and possibly destroy the value of the dollar. And that means the value of your 401k or IRA is at risk. Hi, Stephen K. Bannon. I want to urge you to protect yourself and your family right now. How? By diversifying your 401k or IRA into physical gold IRA from Birch Gold Group. To see how it works, get your free info kit on gold IRAs by texting the word HEDGE to 989898. August 22nd will be here before you know it. So take action today. Fortify your nest egg using the power of gold inside of a tax advantage account. Text HEDGE to the number 989898. That's HEDGE, HEDGE, to 989898 to get your free info kit on gold IRAs right now.
Oneida County Department of Family and Community Services has immediate openings for caseworkers. The starting salary is over $51,500. Be part of the Oneida County caseworker team that makes a difference in our community every day. 35-hour work week, annual salary increases, plenty of room for advancement, and more. Apply now at OneidaCountyJobs.com. That's OneidaCountyJobs.com. OneidaCountyJobs.com.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
Mike also this morning. Mother Mary Ann worked in a leper colony in Hawaii. I think that's how she became a saint. So a lot of people all over that. Who would have known we had such a tie to leprosy?
Yeah.
But apparently we do. 7:45. Let's do Hobica's free money question of the day. Joe was on this morning. Seems somewhat annoyed. It's not personal. It's just adding a little. It's the humdrum days of the summer. It's the hazy, hot, humid days of summer, even though it's cool and crisp and beautiful out there today. I'm just adding a little spice, Celeste, right, to a contest.
Absolutely. Joe's a little annoyed. How can we tell? How do we?
How can you tell? Let me just say, I don't know how in the hell he plays the game of poker. Because
but again, though, if you look annoyed
Good morning, Joe. I hope you took that in the spirit.
It begins with the rolling of the eyes.
Yeah, I
believe.
was just thinking the rolling of the eyes.
If you always look annoyed and exasperated, though, how can anybody tell?
That is true.
When you have pocket aces.
Poker face.
That is true. Here's John in Bridgewater, ready to take a shot at our free money question of the day from the Hobica Law Firm, Joseph and Andrew Hobica. This morning, John, good morning.
Good morning, Bill.
We go to $200.
All right. Hey, numbers 257 are the ones that bet. That was my number.
257.
257 calling in.
Oh, okay. You were 257.
Not believe it, but yeah.
Well, people like to wait around for the jackpot to grow.
You can't wait. You got to...
Listen, you got to go in and listen. If it's $200, would you like that better than zero? Absolutely. Okay.
Sounds like Mr. Hobica wasn't happy. You're giving his money away.
Whatever, John.
All right,
Whatever.
let's win it.
All right.
All right.
Here we go.
Okay.
Here we go. Let's give it away, though, really.
All right.
This is your category. Here we go. Well, this is your question. Here it is. You have 7 seconds. Name the TV character who wrote on the chalkboard, "I will not skateboard in the halls." Ready? Go.
Pee Wee Herman.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah, I'm going to have to be. Oh, man.
I'll let Lisa answer this one.
What is...
Celeste?
Bart Simpson.
Bart Simpson.
If we put your hair up and dyed it blue,
it was
maybe you could pass for Lisa.
It was the trickery. It was a trick question, John. I feel bad throwing a trick question at you.
It don't matter. I don't even watch. I didn't even.
You never watched The Simpsons?
I never watched him. Anyways.
Yeah, it was.
I will not what now?
I will not skateboard in the halls.
Oh.
Yeah.
This is making me feel very young, very hip, very cool,
Herman.
very with it.
Yeah. Well, you thought Pee Wee Herman, right? Because the minute I said kids TV character or TV character.
Anyway, so.
Yeah. Well, what are you going to do? I do have the all-in-one food and fun card for you.
Thanks.
All right, which is good at all the local restaurants here, including Aquavino, now in New Hartford, Babes, and the 72 Tavern and Grill, Taylor and the Cook, and the concession stands over at the Odd and the Adirondack Bank Center and Nexus. So stand by. Davey's going to hook you up.
Hey, Bill.
Yes, sir.
That New Hartford shopping center that you guys were talking about?
Yes, yeah.
Years ago, my wife and my mother-in-law worked at MetLife on Genesee Street. She got a speeding ticket going through there. She was cutting through.
Really? Yeah,
she was going over 50. She got a speeding ticket.
Ooh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's whipping.
I didn't know you could get a speeding
through
there.
I don't even know what the parking lot looked like back then.
Yeah.
But she was cutting through and...
You remember
something tells me it looked exactly like it does today.
Was it the New Hartford police, or did she get a ticket from the
New Hartford copy? What do you guys? She goes, well, we're on her lunch, and I was cutting through. So, anyways,
it's funny why don't they have mall police at the New Hartford Shopping Center?
I wouldn't have known that that's like technically a New Hartford road in which the police would have authority. I would have thought it's all
parking lot.
Property.
If you hang up by that tree line there, you can go as fast as you want.
You can up on the top there. Yeah.
Anyway, so
all right. Well, apparently you can't. Right after all. All right.
You get a ticket.
Stand by. Davey's going to hook you up. Thank you, John.
All right. Yeah. Bye bye.
In studio right now is Celeste Friend. She is running as a Democrat for mayor of Utica, and I get things often with people calling and say you're going to do A, B, and C.
Yeah.
And Jeff thought it would be a good idea or maybe you thought first, I don't know, you came up with the idea. I'd like to come in and clear up some misconceptions. What misconceptions would you like to clear up?
Let's see. That's what a great question.
Well, I have one here if we want to use this as a starter. This came from our app, and it comes from Fred. Would Celeste Friend commit to not making Utica a sanctuary city for illegals?
Yeah, I think that I would never want to do. I'm not going to commit to not doing it. I'm not going to commit to doing it. I think that that's a question that you would have to discuss with law enforcement at all levels. So I'd want to know what, that's a question for the police, for the Oneida County Sheriff, for the state police, for the governor, etc.
They don't have the authority, I don't think, or the ability to say, okay, Oneida County is now a sanctuary county, or Utica's a sanctuary city. That would be a mayoral, an executive decision.
No, it wouldn't. It would. Right. I'm sure it would actually be a legislative decision.
I was wondering. I think the Common Council probably would have to vote on that.
Yes, I'm almost certain that that's the case. But think
it would depend. That would depend on the city
several
charter.
Years ago, before I was on the council. And I believe that in the end, they settled on welcoming city. There was a resolution passed by the council declaring us a welcoming city, which was sort of meant to be, a compromise down from sort of sanctuary city. I'm sure that that's legislative.
We are the handshake city.
Right.
So.
I hope that it's not executive. I actually don't think that the mayor should be in a position to make that kind of a decision all by themselves.
Well, but either way, though, it's not up to the sheriff or the police chief.
No, I wasn't saying I want them to make the decision, but it's the kind of thing you would want to consult with them on.
Oh, sure, yeah.
You want to talk to all levels of law enforcement, from the state level on down, about how that would work. I don't know how that would work. We also, I do just want to say that Utica does not, at this point, have some kind of great influx of undocumented immigrants. We just don't. The people that have been sent on buses to various places around the country are all documented immigrants. They are all asylum seekers who legally, lawfully presented themselves.
But I don't think
we
have any of them here.
No, and we don't have any of them here.
No.
But the ones that have recently caused sort of have gotten attention and people have paid attention to are all documented immigrants, asylum seekers from the southern border. Which is very different from undocumented people who sneak across the border in one way.
Well, there are certainly undocumented people that are here.
I'm sure that there are some, but I
don't
think
know that there's any major increase.
Exactly.
It could have been the same 30 years ago.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
I once knew an undocumented Australian. She got caught.
Did she get sent on back?
Eventually she had to go back.
Yeah.
I knew an undocumented Swede.
You did?
No kidding, yeah.
Yeah.
The most common way that people
Canadians are the most
undocumented in the United States is that they legally enter on, say, a tourist visa.
And they don't go home.
And then they don't go home. That's the most common way that there are undocumented people in the United States.
What is weird, though, and it isn't weird, it's just it is what it is. But if there's an undocumented Australian, Swede
Canadian,
German, Canadian, we just look at them. Well, it's Bob. Come on. But if it turns out to be someone who doesn't speak English and maybe of Mexican descent or something like that, all of a sudden it's looked at.
We feel very differently.
But it is looked at differently.
Hold on though. I guess this is only from my personal perspective. If it's Jose or Juan, I don't have a problem with that, but
I'm not saying you do. I'm just saying it is looked at differently
because there's 3 million people who come across that border every year.
Right.
And I don't know the number. Maybe it's 8 million. Maybe 8 million Swedes come across the border every year.
I think the Swedes might be a little less.
No,
Swedes.
No.
Swedes don't want any part of us.
Well, but my point being is there's a significant. I mean, if we're going to grow the population of this country by 3 million people every year, just people who weren't affiliated with this country before. I'm not talking about if you have a family and you have 2 kids, 8 kids, 4 kids, whatever. As an American family,
I think though that number, Jeff,
we're going to have a major issue.
But I think that number includes people who come and go because people do cross the border illegally in order to work for a while and then go back home. That there's also a certain kind of an annual cycle of migration that involves people coming and going. working in order to make some money and then take it back home. So
I don't know
I'm not sure that
where-
the 3 million. It's not like a net gain of 3 million people a year.
I'm simply making an observation. I'm not picking sides here at all. I don't know if you're contesting what I said, but what I said is absolutely true. It's funny how people who look like us and sound like us or more like us, we don't pay as much attention to that. And we should notice that as human beings. We should realize that that's just human nature, right? People who are different, people tend to be more nervous about, no matter where you're from or what your ethnic background is. Does that make any sense? Here is Wayne with a question for you, Celeste. Wayne, you're on the radio.
Hey, what about the real illegal aliens that are coming here now? The ones they're telling us about, as of lately. What about the real?
Yeah, are you okay with space aliens coming to Utica?
Oh,
that's where
we have a
Wayne's going.
sanctuary city for them.
I want to know what kind of culinary arts they're going to be bringing our way.
All right.
I want to know what kind of like mathematical. I mean, are these the aliens of my childhood who were super duper smart?
Can we trust
and had
them?
new
Can we
forms
trust
of
them?
green energy?
Or
So I
the
don't know.
mega
I wanna
or
know
the
what they
mega
have to
mind
offer.
eggheads, right?
Yeah. We might need to create a sanctuary pod for these aliens as opposed to the entire city. I don't know. All right, what's your question?
All right, Celeste, this whole, I'm almost positive I heard you say that if you become mayor, let's say when you become mayor, that you're going to do it. I hope that you keep your word on this. You're going to actually do something about the way that these streets look. And I'm not talking about complete streets. I'm talking about completing the streets that don't have any blacktop in the holes.
Right. Yes. Paving is actually really top of my list. It's top of everybody's list. One of the things that's so interesting about paving is you go and talk to people who are so different in so many ways and have so many different concerns, and you ask them, what do you want? And everybody wants paving. So from recent immigrants to people who've been here, whose families have been here for 100 years, we all want better streets. I live on Emerson Ave, so I'm very much in that camp of people who wish that they lived on a street that was better paved. So paving isn't easy. It's very expensive. It's also, given our climate, there's a limited window in which we can pave from approximately April, May till October. People may remember a couple of years ago, we were still laying down the top coat of asphalt at the end of October, and everybody in City Hall, we were all holding our breath because, oh man, if the snow had started to fly before we had that top layer of asphalt down, we were going to have problems, because you'll notice when the top layer of asphalt hasn't been put down yet, the manhole covers, the storm drains are up a couple of inches, right? So that they're not yet flush with the surface. Well, you can't plow a road in which all that heavy cast iron isn't yet flush with the road. So we have weather limitations, climate limitations in terms of the window in which we can pave. We have simply financial constraints. But absolutely, we are going to continue to pave and try to think really creatively about how can we get more done. We tend to rely on only one paving contractor. I want to look into that and figure out why. Why can't we have two paving contractors? So we need to look into the bidding process, see what's really going on there. I look forward to looking at that. But one of the things that I want to do, and this doesn't solve the problem, but I do think that it's important to people, is to understand the process. People should know where their street is in relation to other streets. How bad is my street? I know it's bad. Is it the worst street in the city? Are there others that are worse, etc.? I'd like to rate all the streets. I'd like to publish that list clearly on the website so that you can look at a list and know sort of where you stand in relation to other people's streets.
So
that's an important step.
I'm more concerned about, I don't know what mayor it was, but they had this pothole killer or something like that. I'm more concerned about the potholes than completing a whole pavement of a street.
Oh, okay.
I'm worried about, losing a tie rod or having my front end be aligned every 3 months.
Sure.
More concerned with potholes here and there being taken care of quicker than put on the back burner and being fixed the right way.
All right.
That's a good question, and I'm gonna.
If mayor, will you do a better job at
if mayor, I'm going to do a better job at filling the potholes in a timely manner.
Okay.
And filling them well so that it becomes an actually nice, smooth surface, not just sort of a slightly
Hold
smaller
on, everybody's
hole.
talking at the same time. I'm out of time though, Wayne. I appreciate it. Good stuff. You want to add anything quickly?
I just wanted to say, it's hard to get a word in edgewise. I said, we have changed our minds and we're going to vote for Celeste. So
you are okay.
we were not leaning towards her, not up 1%. Now we are. So.
Okay.
Well, thanks,
All right.
Wayne.
All
That
right,
I
Wayne.
appreciate that. Talk to all your
Thank you,
friends
Wayne.
and your neighbors and your coworkers. Thanks,
All right,
Wayne.
Wayne, have a great day.
Love
Thank
to
you,
hear
man.
that. Love to
Okay.
hear that.
All right. Got a break. We'll do it on the other side, okay? Here's news.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX 950 Utica Rome, W295DI Utica Rome, your news, talk, and sports leader, a Town Square media station.
Does it prove President Biden's lying? I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Republicans say yes when Hunter Biden's ex-business associate, Devin Archer, told the House Oversight Committee that then Vice President Biden got on the phone with his son's business clients at least 20 times. And committee chairman James Comer tells Fox a Ukrainian energy company was involved.
That Hunter Biden was under immense pressure while they both served on the Burisma board to call Washington, D.C. immediately and try to get Shokin fired. That's the Ukrainian prosecutor.
Now, that prosecutor was fired, though President Biden says under international pressure over corruption. Fox's Brooke Singman reports.
The White House is rejecting Comer's conclusions from the hearing, telling me, quote, it appears that the House Republicans' own much-hyped witness today testified that he never heard of President Biden discussing business with his son or his son's associates or doing anything wrong.
A police officer was shot late last night in Whittier, California, trying to pull a car over. That led to a gunfight. A suspect was also injured and is in custody. As for the officer, Whittier's mayor posted on Facebook she's in good spirits. A gunman was critically injured in Memphis, Tennessee, after Fox's Gernal Scott reports he tried to shoot his way into a Jewish school.
The suspect was seen outside the Margolin Hebrew Academy attempting to enter the building. When he could not, he fired several shots outside. The school gave police a photo of the suspect and a description of his truck. Assistant Chief Don Crow said Memphis officers did find and stop that vehicle.
He immediately emerged out of the vehicle with a gun in his hand, and that resulted in an officer discharging his duty weapon.
In Pittsburgh, a jury will today consider a life or death sentence for Robert Bowers, who massacred 11 Jewish worshippers at a synagogue in 2018. Team USA fit to be tied at the Women's Soccer World Cup.
That's going to do it. Wow.
The final call on Fox Sports after a draw with Portugal, good enough for the American women to advance to the next round. America's listening to Fox News.
David in Pennsylvania writes in to tell us about his experience with Relief Factor. I tried Relief Factor for hip pain and was surprised that it also helped relieve my shoulder and foot discomfort. After taking it for a month, I stopped, and sure enough, the pain returned. So I started taking Relief Factor again, and within a week, the pain was relieved. I'm now taking Relief Factor daily. Well, thank you, David. You know, I've heard your story before, people stopping and then starting again because it works. As you all know, I had trouble with aches and pains, and climbing steps was brutal. Your first step to living the life you love, free from aches and pains, could just be to order the 3-week Quick Start for the highly discounted price of $19.95. After trying Relief Factor, over 500,000 people have gone on to order more. Try it for yourself and see what all these people are talking about. Go to ReliefFactor.com or call 800-4RELIEF to find out more about this offer. That's 800-4RELIEF. Live your best life and feel the difference with Relief Factor.
We have some sunshine and 56 degrees. WIBX News Time is 8:03. This news update is brought to you by Cliff's Local Market. They keep you going. Well, Governor Kathy Hochul announcing the launch of a new campaign aimed at stopping drug overdoses across New York. The initiative is going to serve as a reminder to those about the dangers of fentanyl and tell them to get help if they're struggling with addiction. The state's Office of Addiction Services and Supports will also partner with Next Distro to increase access to naloxone. Fentanyl is often mixed in with other drugs and can be 100 times more potent and deadly than heroin. New details being released on a crash in Oswego County over the weekend that took the life of an elderly man. Deputies say 85-year-old Ann Squitieri was in one of the two vehicles that collided Sunday on State Route 104. She was taken to Upstate University Hospital but was later pronounced dead. 4 other people were also hurt. They are expected to survive, though. The cause of the accident remains under investigation. An Albany school counselor and youth sports worker arrested after being accused of committing a disturbing crime. State police say 45-year-old Christy Coldis and 46-year-old Joshua White allegedly took pictures of a child while the young victim was in a compromising position and then sent those photos to several other people online. Coldis and White are currently dating. None of the photographs were taken at the school. or athletic venue. Koldis has been placed on administrative leave from her job. A band that has traveled the globe for decades, making its final stop in the Capital Region tonight as part of their farewell tour. Foreigner is set to be on the Broadview stage at SPAC. The group, which is known for hits like Urgent, Cold as Ice, and many others, will be joined by special guest Loverboy. Tickets for the show are still available. They can be purchased through Live Nation. And the New York State Fair making the list of the top state fairs across the U.S. The fair was ranked 5th by Wide Open Country, a website that claims to celebrate country roots by sharing entertainment content. The Minnesota State Fair finished in 1st, followed by the state fairs in Texas and Wisconsin. New York has the oldest state fair in the country, and tickets for this year's event are currently available to be purchased online. WIBX News Time is 8:06. Here's your Weather Center forecast.
I'm Eyewitness News Chief Meteorologist Craig Flint in the WIBX Weather Center. Today, partly to mostly sunny at times, cool for August 1st, a high near 70. Tonight, partly clouded, mainly clear, cool and crisp, a low near 50. And tomorrow, plenty of sunshine, cool early, then warmer for the afternoon, high 76. For more on your local forecast, tune to Eyewitness News at 6 on WUTR. I'm meteorologist Craig Flint on WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM.
Some sunshine and 57 degrees at 8:06. All right, moving quickly in sports. The Yankees dropped the opener against the Rays last night, a final of 5-1. Johnny Brito charged with the loss. The Yanks now 55-51, still stuck in the basement of the American League East. Game 2 of that series continues tonight in the Bronx. The Brewers and Mets making a trade. As the Mets continue to sell off talent, Mark Canha is headed to Milwaukee in exchange for minor league pitcher Justin Jarvis. Canha hitting .245 with 6 home runs and 29 RBIs this season. The Giants dealt a blow to their offensive line. According to head coach Brian Daboll, J.C. Hasenauer will be out long-term with a torn triceps, and it will require surgery. The injury was suffered at practice over the weekend. Hasenauer just signed a 1-year deal with the Giants earlier this offseason. The Jets still waiting to see if they'll be adding another star to their offense. After visiting with the Jets over the weekend, free agent running back Delvin Cook has returned to South Florida without making a deal. CBS Sports reports that the Jets said they did not get the impression that Cook was in a hurry to sign a deal. The 27-year-old was selected with the 41st overall pick in the 2017 draft by the Vikings. In 6 seasons there, he ran for just shy of 6,000 yards and 47 touchdowns. WIBX News Time is 8:07. That's sports.
All right, and in studio right now is Celeste Friend. She's running as the mayoral candidate on the Democratic side for mayor of Rome. I'm hearing there is a mayor of Utica. Sorry. I'm hearing there is I was just reading the Rome Sentinel during the break.
Sentinel, yes.
Which is now more everybody else than really Rome.
Right. It's the Daily Sentinel now.
The Daily
And
Sentinel.
I think that they're doing a great job of covering Utica events.
So what are your thoughts? Are you hearing the same rumors that we are, that there is someone from the left who is preparing to run for mayor and preparing a write-in campaign?
I have heard that. I haven't confirmed it, so I don't want to say the person's name, but I've heard a similar
I hear
rumor.
she's also run for school board.
I hadn't heard. Yes. Well, that person did, in fact, run a write-in campaign in the primary.
Okay.
So I've heard a different rumor for the general.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah.
So you don't think that she is the one?
I haven't heard that she is.
Okay.
No.
All right.
No.
We're doing a lot of he's and she's potentially. Is it a he or a she?
He.
He. Are we sure? Because today you
Good point.
You don't
I haven't
know.
met with him yet, so I can't
All
comment.
right. But he'd be running from the left?
I guess so, yeah. I guess you would say that. I'm not always sure what left and right means in city politics as much as it used to, but I do.
We discussed that a little
fair.
bit, and there are
Yeah.
things that you could do if you were more progressive as mayor. Normally, right and left politics don't play a big role.
As much of a role
But
in
Jeff
city
did come up
politics.
with some good examples yesterday where, and one of them being Sanctuary City. Somebody had just said, I just tuned in. I have to read this exactly, if you don't mind. Just tuned in, came in late. She wants a sanctuary city?
No.
This is how.
Will you restate your position?
So
can I just say what I responded? I said, she said the mayor should not have the right to do this without council and without the common council. and also conferring with law enforcement.
I would want to. This is basically a law enforcement question. So the whole sanctuary city thing is about cities choosing not to cooperate with federal law enforcement, with Department of Homeland Security and ICE. That, to me, means that this is really a law enforcement question, and I would lean heavily on advice and counsel from our police, from our county sheriff, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay. All right, clarifying that.
It's certainly not something that a mayor should by themselves have the capacity to enact.
Do you think that local law enforcement should not cooperate with the federal government or federal law enforcement?
See, I think it depends upon what we're talking about. So I think most of the time we absolutely want that kind of collaboration and cooperation. Absolutely.
So, but in this case, not necessarily?
Well, here's the thing. I believe that the whole sanctuary movement was back when there was worry on a lot of people's parts that ICE, and now I can't remember what ICE stands for, but as part of the Department of Homeland Security, was going to be doing
Immigration and Customs Enforcement.
Okay, thank you. Immigration and Customs Enforcement. And I think that there were a lot of people who got very worried that we were about to enter into a very activist police state where ICE would be rounding people up and deporting them without adjudication and things like that. And I think a lot of people were worried about that. I don't think that came to bear. So I think that in a lot of ways, this is a false issue. It's not certainly the kind of thing that I expect as mayor to spend a lot of time thinking about. We don't have a lot of undocumented immigrants here in Oneida County. As Bill pointed out, I'm sure we have some. I'm sure we always have. But it's not a problem in terms of great numbers of undocumented immigrants. It's not.
We're not dealing with what they're dealing with in the southern border.
Right, and it's also not a problem on the other side. The things that some people worried about, that we were going to have this really sort of strong police state rounding people up and deporting them en masse, that never came to bear. So I just think this is kind of a non-issue.
Okay. You have any others?
Yeah, on the potholes or the paving. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Celeste has been on the council 4 years. How come she hasn't brought these ideas forward before?
Well, so the council back in 2016, before I joined them, did something which I think is a very good thing, which is that they required through law, through ordinance, that the city spend a minimum of $5 million a year. So for years and years and years, we weren't, and it was simply up to the mayor as to how much to spend in any given year. The council in 2016, we passed this law, and the council has once during COVID, we did override that law just for 1 year at the very beginning of COVID, when we just didn't know what was about to happen.
So it's back
to the
in
city's
place now?
finances. Absolutely. It never went away. We overrode it in one instance.
And at that current rate, spending that amount of money, how many dozens of years will it take to pave all the roads in Utica?
Well, it would take a long time. Absolutely. Yeah. There is federal money coming down, I believe, that could be applied to roads. Again, we have to figure out how to do that in the window of time that we have. Mm-hmm. But why I haven't dealt with this on the council, I would say mostly because it's not a council issue. This is an administrative issue.
Okay.
We live in a city where the mayor has almost all of the power to enact actual policies, spend actual money. This is what the mayor does.
So
except
as mayor,
for Sanctuary City.
Yeah, something like that would need to be legislative. Yeah, I would, yes.
So as mayor...
But how we spend money, like on paving or anything, is really a mayoral issue.
All right.
But I do want to say I agree with Wayne that we shouldn't always think about full-blown paving as opposed to thinking about potholes.
You know, they said if I say they, I hate doing that. I hate when people do that. I just did it. I had heard that if they were using, whether it was the 2 million figure or the 5 million figure, based on the number of miles of roads in the city, that if they were to only spend 2 or 5 million every single year, it would take 40 years for every road to get paved in the city.
Yeah.
Had you heard something like that before?
That sounds reasonable. I don't know if that's what it is, but it sounds reasonable. One of the things that I do think that we should all sort of and I think it's easy for any one of us to fall into this of thinking, we go out and we see these bad roads and we think, oh my God, the roads are terrible. The roads are much better than they were prior to the council passing that law. We have been consistently spending $8 million a year. A couple years ago, we spent $8 million. And that was the year which actually we barely finished in time for the snow to fly.
Okay. I wanted to ask you on Complete Streets. I know that's been a big non-issue, but it has been an issue. I mean, we were doing it, then they weren't doing it, then we were doing it again. They did it, and now we're not doing it. How long before it goes back to 4 lanes and they get rid of the lines?
Good question. I don't know. You'd have to ask the engineering department. It has to do with getting a contractor who can come in and grind down the lane, the stripes we have now.
And then finally, do you support as mayor? Would you through executive order turn the street back to Complete Streets?
So, like most people in the city, I support Complete Streets, like most people in the city. The city survey that we did made it really clear that most people like it. So what I want to do, and this is across the board, it's not just about streets, I'm always going to listen to the engineers, to the traffic safety people, to the State Department of Transportation, to everybody who gives us advice and counsel about how to make the city safe in all sorts of ways. And from my point of view, Complete Streets is mostly about safety. Right. So I want to always, safety is the number one thing. It's the number one thing that makes everything else, all the good stuff we get to do in the city is possible if and when we feel safe to move about in the city. Right. So safety is the number one thing. Complete Streets is one aspect of public safety. And I want to listen to what the experts have to say.
And you believe the survey of the city done would be considered scientific?
No, absolutely not. In fact, one of the things I didn't like about how they conducted it is that it went live before we actually had changed any of the roads. So that's about people anticipating that they won't like something before they've actually had a chance to try it.
I'm sorry, I have to ask your opinion on that. How many people have you heard that thought, Janice, that change was a good thing? Isn't it overwhelmingly in opposition to?
I would say that,
with all due respect, Celeste,
I would say that is probably the case. People I've talked to are against, are absolutely
overwhelming,
against.
right?
I've not really
8 out of 10.
I've not really talked to anyone who was actually for it. Now, with that said,
interesting, because I've talked to so many people.
If you do any traveling, traveling, and you'll find that this is something common all over the country and throughout the world,
right.
Where they're reducing the streets down, where they're creating sitting space and outdoor space and walking space and riding bike space. There's a lot of that's happening all over. So I just feel like we created one of those no hospital downtown moments. That's what this became. But in terms of people who call this show and business people who I've spoken with, other than you and Katie Aiello, I haven't talked to anybody that's for it.
Okay. I've talked to tons of people who are for it.
By the way, is also what you just said and what I just said, also non-scientific.
Absolutely. That's about who we talk to, right? More than anything else, it's about who we talk to. I do think, and we've said this before, the city did a very poor job of rolling it out. And one of the poor ways in which they rolled it out is that they didn't, and this comes back to one of the key things that I just think is so important and why I'm running, is because we need to do a much, much better job of communicating to people. So we rolled it out poorly. We did some of the street, but not the rest of the street. We didn't tell people, hey, what I would, if we were to do it a better way, you would do all of it at once. You would stripe it really clearly. And then you'd have those great big electric signs at the beginning and at the end, new traffic pattern ahead. You'd come on here, you'd go on every possible media and say, hey, we're trying a new traffic pattern starting a week from today. You would give people all sorts of advance notice. You'd make great little videos and you'd have them on YouTube where people could go and just sort of take a minute to learn, okay, how's it going to be different? How should I behave a little bit differently? Just like you would when we put in the traffic circle in Oneida Circle, everybody hated it. Everybody thought it would be a disaster. It's actually been an enormous success, but we should do a better job of teaching people how to drive in a roundabout.
Dave Rivera will tell you is one of the greatest things he did as mayor.
Believe me.
Believe me. But there are people that really did hate it. But again,
I love traffic circles.
But stepping up and actually doing it was my complaint, as opposed to this back and forth and all this. It just turned it into a ridiculous issue. And then we're doing it, we're not doing it, we're doing it, not doing it.
Can I say half-assed on the radio?
I guess you just did. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
it was half-assed, absolutely.
Okay. All right.
And that's really unfortunate because lots of people do like it, and I think more people could have liked it had we done a better job.
An
of rolling it out.
example of what you're talking about is, do not forget the fact that this was a Republican idea. Not that the Complete Streets is a Republican idea, but for Utica, it was Samantha Colosimo Testa who initially introduced this along. But the way it was handled, the way it was introduced, the way it was studied and rolled out was a disaster. And now all of them are against it. The Republicans are against it, especially Joe Beatrice hates Complete Streets. Joe Beatrice is the biggest enemy of Complete Streets.
If I'm not mistaken, though, most of the Democrats
I don't believe
on
that's
the
true,
council
but-
voted against it.
And this last, right? But by the end of it, everybody was against it. Except for you.
I want to
and
say
Katie
I
Aiello.
was consistent. I didn't take a single vote on this issue from beginning to end that wasn't consistent. So
Okay.
I
All
am
right.
pleased with that.
All right.
But you're right. People changed their minds. Some people had been for it and then were against it. I think a lot of that comes back to the rollout.
You, if you won, you would not automatically just put it back in place.
No, I would want to do. We need to go back to the drawing board, start
do it
over
right.
again,
Okay.
communicate with people.
Not a dead issue, though, as far as you're concerned.
No, not a dead issue.
What
It's
else?
public safety. Public safety is never a dead issue.
What else would you, or do you want to change? What else do you want to clarify? People have said things that you have said. Is there anything else that we didn't cover?
I think, there's this idea, there's this very general idea that I'm too far to the left for this city. And I think that one of the things which I have learned, maybe the overarching lesson of being in local government, is how much of local governance and local municipal policy is about being pragmatic. Right? So what's going to be the impact? It's not about trying to act out some general abstract political principles to which you may subscribe, right? So, it's about how is this policy going to affect people's lives right here in the city, on Lynch Ave, on Emerson Ave, on Cottage Place. How are the policies that we enact, whether it's the mayor or the council, how is that going to have an impact on our citizens' lives day in, day out? So that's really the pragmatic approach. So the idea that sort of I'm too far to the left is, I think, one that I wish more people would.
Was there something that Bill Morehouse said yesterday that she was going to do? And I wanted to clarify it, just to check on that. But I believe Bill Morehouse is a Democrat who is supporting Galimi.
Okay.
I believe.
I hadn't heard
is
that
what
yet.
he said yesterday.
I'm double checking here. Not 100% sure.
Okay.
No, I don't have anything from Bill Morehouse on that.
All right.
One more thing. You did want to touch on the fire contract, right?
Yeah, so we settled the fire contract, and it's just such a good thing. It's a good thing for the fire department. It's a good thing for the city. It's a good thing for all of us. I want to congratulate President Carcone for successfully, and Mayor Palmieri for successfully negotiating a contract that will not expire until March 31st of 2025. What good news for all of us. And one of the things that I'm really committed to as the future mayor is to never let any of our employees be out of contract for that long. I think
All
it's
right.
not good for them, not good for us.
All right, fair enough. Celeste, friend, thank you. Good luck.
You're welcome.
It's before you know it, it'll be November.
I know it.
Before you know
Absolutely.
it. It's coming quickly. All right, before I break, I want to bring in and get a quick update. I don't know if you know that in your city at the at Donovan Stadium, Murnane Field, Donovan Stadium at Murnane Field, however they word it, the Utica Blue Sox and the Mohawk Valley Diamond Dogs competed last night for a bid into the playoffs. And it's apparently a big rivalry between the two teams. Very similar going back to the days of the Little Falls Mets and the Utica Blue Sox. We had a reporter on the scene last night. Herb Weckman was there and has this report.
Well, hello, Bill.
Good morning, Herb. Tell us the story. What happened?
Well, first of all, pregame, Utica Mayoral candidate Mike Galimi performed the national anthem on his saxophone, playing his saxophone, and the Blue Sox at first fell and it was a playoff game.
Yeah.
It was the semifinals, and
Well, I think this was a win or go home.
Go home.
Yes, yeah. So
yeah,
who won?
And they fell behind 2-0, and then the Blue Sox scored their first run on a ground out to short on a fielder's choice. Then they tied it in the 7th, and then they walked it off in the bottom of the 9th and won 3-2.
Wow.
And they move on to play Amsterdam tonight at 6:35 p.m. out in Amsterdam, New York.
So the Blue Sox win. They advance. The Diamond Dogs go home.
Yes.
All right. Sounds like it was a really good game.
Yes, it was. It was very exciting. The finish was very exciting, and also Pete Pagliario was there signing and giving away or selling his book about the 1947 Utica Blue Sox,
okay, cool.
who won the championship.
All right. And then
the 1947 Utica Blue Sox?
Yes,
Yeah.
I believe you guys
I've seen that, yeah.
have interviewed him
we have.
before.
Yep. And then I wanted to ask you, and she's right here. You might as well. What would she have to do, Celeste Friend, have to do to get your vote in the because you're angry with her over the Kelberman Center?
Well, I was wondering if Celeste is behind sports and entertainment like the Boilermaker, the Comets, and the Utica Blue Sox.
Absolutely, Stephan. And I think we need more of that. I'd love to build that up more. I think those kinds of having fun things to do in the city is really important to our growth and our continued success. But I don't know why anybody would be angry at me about the Kelberman Center. I was not yet in office when everything about the Kelberman was decided. I had no role to play, no official role to play in the Kelberman at all. That was my predecessor, Bob DeSanctis, who was the councilman at the time. And in fact, one of the reasons that the neighborhood was the surrounding neighborhood was bothered by the Kelberman was that the Kelberman did not have to apply for a variance, even though they were building something very different. And that was because the prior zoning code designated that lot as PDE, which meant you could do anything you wanted on it without getting a variance. When we passed the new zoning ordinance in 2021, I think it was 2021, I made sure that PDEs were worked all the way out so that we would always have to have community input into community developments. I was never.
Were you active against the Kelberman Center?
No, I don't think so.
No. Hold on.
What?
There was a group, and you represented this group of South Uticans, and I say you represented. This was when you.
Yeah. I don't think I represented them. Here, I know what you're going to say, I think. I did not like the fact that the city and a private developer was allowed to build a large development in a neighborhood without consulting the neighborhood. That's about process, about democratic input. The development itself, I think, is good. It offers affordable housing. It offers a really specific kind of affordable housing for our neighbors who need a specific kind of housing.
Well, it's unique, too, because it is...
it's unique. It's a new model of housing for people with autism.
Because it includes people with autism and people who
without
don't have an
issue.
issue.
It's a super interesting model. It's at the forefront of that model. Dr. Kelberman is at the forefront of a new way of thinking about our neighbors, our fellow citizens, that they shouldn't have to be over there in some different kind of housing model that's set apart from us. I love all of that. I didn't like the fact that the Bob DeSanctis, my predecessor, and the city did a certain kind of end run around neighborhood input.
Right.
And had there been neighborhood input, those neighbors and that building might get along better to this day.
Stephan, does that answer your concern?
Yes, it does, and go Utica Blue Sox.
Okay.
Go Utica Blue Sox.
I thought he was just going to tell us who he was going to vote for, but he stepped away from that.
Stephan, do I have your vote?
I'm considering it.
Okay.
Sounds good.
All right, Stephan. Thanks. Have a good day.
Have a good day. Bye, Bill.
I mean, I should say Herb. Talk to you later. Herb Leckman. Something like that.
This is from Bill Morehouse. I'm glad Bill's on the air announcing my endorsements. He's probably not too far off. I'd be happy to come on at some point and discuss my
There were
thoughts.
comments yesterday that were made that I thought were coming from Bill. I apologize. These were comments that were coming off your... When you say things like, a Democrat out there who might not be a Democrat or who is a Democrat, whatever, I automatically thought you were talking about Mr. Morehouse. Respectfully, I apologize if I misrepresented him. But we would love to have him come on and talk about it.
Yes, we would.
Fair enough. Okay, Celeste, we went over. Thank you.
Thanks very much, gentlemen.
Good luck
Great
out
to be
there.
on.
All right. Listen, we were talking about paving the roads. Sometimes a concrete driveway looks so beautiful in front of your house. And if you're thinking concrete, it's Brank Construction. Whether it's sidewalks, and Celeste will tell you, homeowners are responsible, business owners as well, for making sure their sidewalks are in good shape. If somebody were to be injured because of a break in a sidewalk, it would be the homeowner or the business owner's responsibility.
And I have a great idea that I'll talk about on some other day about sidewalks and about how homeowners can be in a better position to repair their sidewalks with some help from the city.
We'll save that for next time. But if you want to do the work now, it's Brank Construction. If it's concrete, old stone walls or block walls, you need a retaining wall, stairs and cellarway entrances, basement floors, garage floors, masonry, and concrete. It's Brank Construction, 315-894-3481. Serving all of upstate New York, 315-894-3481 for Brank Construction.
The Community Foundation of Herkimer and Oneida Counties is your community foundation. Together, we've invested $125 million in the community, thanks to people, families, and businesses that want to give back and build a brighter future. And you don't have to have big bucks to make a big difference. Join us as we invest in the future of our community. Learn more about your community foundation at foundationhoc.org.
Heritage Logging and Tree Removal is your trusted tree removal specialist. With today's extreme weather conditions and new invasive species wreaking havoc on your trees, you need to protect your valuable property and your precious loved ones. As soon as you suspect any problem, call and Heritage Logging will be there to assess your trees and give 24-hour emergency services. For all your tree care needs, call or text 315-796-2941 or visit heritagelogging.com. That's heritagelogging.com.
Check out Mattress Express's grand opening of their new superstore in New Hartford, 4488 Commercial Drive next to Pet Supply Plus, Tempur-Pedic, Stearns & Foster, Sealy Hybrid, Purple, Puffy, The Number Bed by Instant Comfort, Posh and Lavish, and more. Stop in, open 7 days a week.
Attention, your money is now controlled by the U.S. government.
Picture a world where your every purchase is monitored, tracked, and controlled by those in power to suppress the freedoms of those they see fit. Hi, my name is Jason Hansen. I'm a former CIA officer and New York Times bestselling author. And right now, I've become very focused on the impending rollout of the central bank digital currency. This is not a work of fiction. It's a terrifying reality looming on the horizon. But there is a bit of good news. I've partnered with Advantage Gold to offer you a solution. They are specialists in converting your traditional assets, like those inside an IRA or 401k, into tangible assets such as physical gold and silver. Don't allow your money to be controlled. Claim your free gold protection kit from Advantage Gold. Call 800-900-8000, 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor.
Call 800-900-8000.
Hey, Mom. Hey. I completely forgot about Jackie's birthday tomorrow.
Okay. Sorry.
Hello.
Hi, Mommy. Are you still at Kenny's? We've got this.
Kenny Drugs. We got this. And that.
Hey, if you've been wishing for new windows this summer, now is the time. This month, and I'm going to tell you something, the most incredible thing for us is, and I know this sounds probably ridiculous, but before New York Sash installed the new windows that we have, we literally didn't want to open the windows because it was such a pain in the neck. So in order to hold the top window, we had to have a board in holding the top window up. And then when you try to close them, they're both coming down. It was just a disaster. Now it's easy to open and close the windows and let in this amazingly cool, beautiful sleeping weather. I love it. And, things are going to get hot again, and having those New York Sash windows will help you when it comes to just that, keeping the heat out, the humidity out, but also keeping your energy bill lower. And right now is a chance to save big with 50% off the installation of new windows professionally installed and made to fit your home. Whether you need one window or a whole house full, you'll get big savings this month with 50% off the installation of new windows. Plus, you'll save on energy dollars for years to come. Beautiful custom-made bays and bows to enhance your home, sliders and casements, plus the traditional double-hung window, all on sale, all styles this month at New York Sash with professional installation and warranty. If you want new windows before winter, do not wait a moment longer. Visit NewYorkSash.com or stop by and visit them at their showroom at 349 Oriskany Boulevard in Whitesboro.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
Da 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 da. Good morning. It's going to be a beautiful day today, tomorrow, and maybe Thursday. Maybe get a little bit of a thunderstorm later on in the day on Thursday. But got some great weather coming in. Oh, we also have some great food coming in. I can't believe it. I can't believe it.
Yep, Sharon right there. Mr. Jacobs, if you could go right there. So a quick comment here. This comes from Joe.
I'm going to start with Mr. Jacobs first, but go ahead.
Joe B. in Utica. You guys are the best. I'm on vacation. Still listening. Bill always has to
This anti complete street. Is that Joe Beatrice, Mr. Anti?
Bill always has to tease me about complete streets. Funny how everyone does not like how it was rolled out. They had 5 votes and shoved it down our throats. Now she wants to roll it out different. It did not matter in October.
All right. And to be fair, Joe has been very clear that he's not against anything necessarily. He just felt the rollout was really, really poorly done. Okay. I'll let you do the introduction here.
Dennis Jacobs. He is with the CNY chapter of the Purple Heart. I apologize if I botched how I described that, but Mr. Jacobs is in to talk about an upcoming Veterans Car Show that's going on.
Yes. This is our 4th season for our Veterans Parkway Car Show.
Okay.
And usually we're at the rec center at the Parkway.
Okay.
This year we moved over to Proctor Park.
Nice.
Where it's a lot bigger place. Last year we had over 200 cars, and it's growing.
And I will say, if I could, the Proctor Park has really been upgraded, and they've really done a nice job. The Parks Department has done a great job in upgrading that park, and it looks nice over there.
Yes, they've done a great job. Put a new pavilion in.
Yeah, it's really nice.
And everything over there.
Great place for this event.
Yes, I think so. It's a place for us to grow.
Right.
It's very big. The first 100 cars that come in, we give them a Purple Heart coffee cup.
Okay,
and
cool.
then we give them a ticket for door prizes. We have food trucks, a couple different vendors there. This year I'll have probably 4 hot rods that will be firing up their cars.
Okay,
3,000 horsepower cars and different things like that. Be firing them up, dragsters and things like that.
Cool.
Last year we raised $20,000 in donations.
Wow, that's awesome.
Holy cow.
And we donated that to 17 different veteran groups. And the last 3 years we've raised $43,000. And we've been donating it to all the different veteran groups, Gold Star families.
Okay.
And August 7th is National Purple Heart Day, where we'll be celebrating at our Purple Heart Park. Just wanted to mention that. We also have what we call Proud Supporter Purple Heart stickers.
Okay,
that
nice.
people can purchase, and they go around your windshield. There's Proud Supporter Purple Hearts. We also have, at the car show, we'll be selling our new T-shirts.
Okay.
And different things that we do have there.
It all helps towards the raising the money.
Towards the support of the Gold Star families and everybody. We have face painters there for the kids, trying to do things a little bit different than other shows have. We got massage therapists there. If anybody wants a shoulder massage.
Yeah, listen, you never. About 30 times a day I say to myself, if only I had a massage therapist standing right there. I'd be immediately taking advantage of that. What got you involved in this?
Well, I got it. Well, when we first started it, I brought it up to Joe Fricola, which is our commander.
Yeah.
I wanted to do a car show. I wanted to do a black dance reunion. Years ago, we used to have dances at the Parkway.
Mhm.
So I went up and rented the Parkway and told them we were going to do a car show up on the hill. And I had a meeting at my house, and people from the rec center came over, and they wanted to be my partner. They wanted a great idea and do it every year.
Yeah,
My
yeah.
intention was just a one-time deal.
Mhm.
Well, then COVID came in, and actually the rec center wasn't able to do anything. So I just continued with the car show.
Okay.
It's in me, and it's our major fundraiser for the year.
Okay.
And it's gradually growing every year, and come up with different ideas that I got from doing shows in different states with my own custom cars. And hopefully someday I could do a 2-day event.
Are you a veteran yourself?
Yes, I'm a veteran, 2 Purple Hearts, Vietnam veteran.
Wow. Well, thank you for your service.
Yeah, thank you.
And then for continuing your service and doing this. This is
Yes, it's
a big
in me.
deal. It's in you.
It is.
Yeah.
I like it, and it's challenging.
Yeah, I'll bet. What is your favorite? Do you have a favorite car?
I have a 1970 custom dune buggy that's an international national class champion.
Wow.
And it's all airbrushed with Arabian belly dancers and sheiks and gold and jewels and all that. And last year we were one of the featured displays at the Syracuse Nationals. And
That is so cool.
Building over there. And was there again this year. I think I missed 1 year since the Nationals was going on. If
Wow.
you're familiar with the Nationals.
Yeah.
It's a trailer queen. We drive it in local parades. It'll be at my show. And sometimes you take it to Dave's Diner, different things. But most of the time it's in the trailer.
Yeah. Does that dune buggy have a name?
It's Mirage.
Mirage. Okay. Got to have a name. So. All right. I love it. Well, you are Rico Suave over there with this dune buggy. Very cool. All right.
Yeah.
Now, do you need to be a veteran to have a vehicle in there?
No. Anybody can bring a vehicle.
All right.
There's no limitations. It's a $10 donation. I mean, if you got a bike and you want to bring it in, you can bring your bikes. We have 5 categories for trophies. And the other thing is our trophies are special. If you're familiar with any kind of trophies, on the top, it's either a baseball guy or a car.
Mhm.
On the top of our trophies is a Purple Heart emblem.
Oh, that's awesome.
The pillars are purple, and on the bottom you'll have the car. We got the men's choice, women's choice, kids' choice, motorcycle, and a Corvette choice.
Okay,
And
cool.
the trophies are big trophies.
Nice.
And they're all donated.
All right.
And the same thing with our coffee cups. A lot of my friends, they donate this stuff. If I had to pay for everything, I'd never be able to do what
You
I'm
wouldn't be
doing
able to raise money.
to give that
Yeah.
kind of money that we do.
One more time on how people get in and when, where, all that stuff. We know it's at Proctor Park.
It's August 12th.
Okay.
And the show's from 10 to 3.
All right.
And you just drive down Rucker towards the parking lot, and there's another road that we can let you right in right there.
Okay.
And the awards and everything will probably be done about 2 o'clock, 2:15.
Okay. I have somebody for you on the line right now. It's Joe. Hi, Joe. You're on. Good morning.
Good morning. It's Joe Load here. And, do you have a class or a category, a trophy maybe for a has-been old retired DJ car
Okay.
class at all?
I don't know that he has an award for that specifically. but
I would like somebody to so I can win a damn trophy.
What kind of vehicle do you have, Joe?
I have a 1970 Buick Riviera.
Okay.
Bring it to the show.
It's a gentleman's muscle car. They only made it the 1 year. That body style was a one-off body style because in 1969 they changed it to this in 70.
Okay.
And in 71 they made a boat tail. It's got a 455 4-barrel. It's been in a barn for 30 years in Alabama, and she's driving down the road every day.
I almost think like you just actually recited Beach Boys lyrics, right? That could be wrong. Is that a song? All right, good stuff, Joe. And you could be a part of this, Joe, and you never know, you could win, all right?
That's awesome. Yeah, I love going to the car shows. I take my father. He has a good time. He sits
All right.
in his little lawn chair underneath the canopy.
August 12th at Proctor Park. All right, thanks, Joe.
Thank you very
All right,
much.
Have a great day. People are very passionate about their cars.
Yes,
All
very
right.
much.
Thank you for what you're doing, and we appreciate it, and good luck next week.
It's my pleasure.
All right. I want
Thank
to
you,
bring
Dennis.
into the conversation Sharon Jacob, who's a part of the New York Mills Polish Festival. And for me to avoid what she has over there for as long as I did, it was very difficult. Let me switch the camera. We got a little shot where you brought in pierogi.
Brought pierogi for you.
All right. So when is the event? Is it this weekend?
Actually, the event that we're having is starting on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We have 3 days for the flea market and the basket raffle. And then the actual Polish festival is 1 day on Sunday, August 6th from noon until 8.
Okay. All right. What do you want people to know? Obviously, this is a great event. And the greatest part of all is the pierogi.
The food is actually
Yeah,
one of the best parts of the entire event. Actually, a couple of different things, because we have 3 days for 2 of the events and then 1 day for the food. I'm going to kind of break it up a little bit.
Okay, all right.
The flea market and basket raffle are running consecutively. They're on Friday and Saturday from 8 a.m. till 5 p.m. and then on Sunday from noon until 8 p.m.
Okay.
And we have an enormous amount of treasures that people can take a look at. Obviously people like to go flea markets and garage sales. This is huge, and it's got a real great assortment of things. The basket raffle also has an amazing amount of unique baskets. We even have one basket that has a $500 gas gift card for Stewart's.
Wow.
And another one that is full of Comets merchandise and 4 tickets to a hockey game.
Nice.
So,
That's cool.
there's a little bit of everything. We also have a lot of baskets that'll have a lot of spirits in them. So anybody who's of legal age might be interested in those, if you're planning a nice summer picnic or something like that.
Got it. Okay.
So those things are going on. Also on the Saturday, we also are going to have our bake sale starting. So the bake sale will be on Saturday and Sunday. So there'll be also a lot of homemade treats that people can kind of participate in and enjoy. Sunday is the day of food, music, and fun.
Nice.
That's the day, and it's for 8 hours straight. We're going to have music continuously. We have 2 Polish groups of Polish music. So anybody who wants to really experience the Polish ethnic background and heritage, it's a great time. We have a group from Connecticut, Galicia. And then we have Tony's Polka Band, who everybody knows in this area. So they're very, very, very popular. The Polish Kitchen is going to have our famous Polish platter, along with all things that can be bought a la carte. And then we have mushroom stew. And then we also have an outdoor grill this year. And you'll have a few Polish items that you can have, like a grilled kielbasa sandwich with some kapusta.
Yeah.
Or you can have your traditional American picnic favorites.
Nice.
And that is going to be from noon until 8 p.m. on Sunday.
So Sunday's the day.
Sunday's
I mean,
the day.
each day is the day, but
Sundays
Sundays
is actually the food and the music.
All right.
But the other 3 days are going to give people kind of a chance to spread their time out, so they can either go back too. You kind of see something one day, you want to go back another day to see something else.
Nice.
So
All
it
right.
gives them a little bit. We have money raffles. We also have Polish beer. So in case anybody's interested in some, something to go with the kielbasa sandwich.
Nice. And again, it's Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Yep.
The Polish Festival in New York Mills. This weekend, New York Mills will be rocking.
It will be rocking.
Okay,
All the
cool.
Polish people will be dancing.
All right, love it. And you brought in pierogi. We appreciate that always.
Yeah, please enjoy them, okay?
And on my new fasting diet, I can have whatever I want as long as I don't go over the calories. What would you say calories are in one of those? Probably
I'm
3 or
not even
4?
gonna venture out.
Maybe two calories for one of those pierogi?
I would say there's no calories in them.
No
They're made
calories.
with love. So
That's exactly.
all the volunteers that take care of them, there's no calories.
I'm going to write that into my FitnessPal app when I count my calories. So, all right, good stuff.
Enjoy.
Thank you. 8:48. We'll wrap it up here for Tuesday morning. Coming up next to WIBX.
Investing involves risk, including possible loss of principal. Income may be subject to state, local, or alternative minimum tax. Did you know that municipal bonds are a way for investors to support civil projects while earning federally tax-free income? The Erie Canal, which led to the expansion of the United States into the Midwest in the 1800s, was financed with municipal bonds. Are you looking to bridge the gap between the income of your working years and the income needed in retirement? Municipal bonds might provide the solution you're looking for. Henyon & Walsh is a leading specialist in tax-free municipal bonds and has provided investors with quality service and personal attention since 1990. Call now to receive their informative bond guide absolutely free. Dial 1-800-761-9761 to learn how to earn retirement income while keeping your taxes at bay. Just dial 1-800-761-9761 for a copy of their informative bond guide for free. No cost, no obligation. 1-800-761-9761. Henyon and Walsh Inc., member of FINRA and SIPC.
The Falcon Clinic is accepting new patients right now. If you're in need of a new family physician, or if there's something going on in your life and you're looking for a doctor who's thorough and can really dig in to figure out what is ailing you, it's Dr. Shemaleski, Dr. Zielinski, also Dr. Kuzminski, all under one roof at the Falcon Clinic. All different services, and it is the area's premier osteopathic medical clinic. I had somebody just over the weekend say, I'm looking for a new physician. The problems I've had I just don't feel like I'm listened to. And when the fact is we all know our bodies better than anybody else. You know when something isn't just right. To have a doctor listen and thoroughly investigate, that's what you'll get at the Falcon Clinic. Call today, accepting new patients, 315-507-4751. It's the Falcon Clinic in Washington Mills.
The government is spying on you. No surprise, I know. But did you know the banks are helping them? And did you know that withdrawing your cash from the bank can be very risky? That's right. Let Swiss America educate you about this. Banks are now required to spy on us for the government, and they report any behavior they think is suspicious. You'll be shocked when you read The Secret War on Cash from Swiss America. This new war against cash is really a war against the Constitution, against all freedom-loving Americans. You must read The Secret War on Cash. Get your free copy by calling or texting 800-630-1490. That's 800-630-1490. This war on cash is growing daily, and it also includes all forms of digital money. So please get and read The Secret War on Cash free by calling or texting right now at 800-630-1490. That's 800-630-1490. Message and data rates may apply.
Holy moly. Wow. Sorry, it's the Move to Mazda sales event, and it's going on right now at Steve Mazda with Ricky Z at the helm. Move to Mazda. How about a 2.9% APR financing up to 36 months on new 2023 Mazda CX-30s, CX-5s, and CX-50s. Enjoy 0% APR financing up to 36 months on new 2023 Mazda CX-9s. The Move to Mazda sales event, Ricky Z says, come in and let's take care of you. Let's come up with a brand new deal for you. From the dealership that's achieved first place nationally in customer satisfaction, Steve Ponte Mazda, Commercial Drive in Yorkville.
WIBX 950 and 106.9 FM. This is Keeler.
Rick, you're going to be running camera, not on mic, or what are we doing here? I can't hear you. You got to get up on the microphone. Hold on.
I'm just going to film.
Oh, you're just taping?
Yeah,
All right.
Okay.
All right. So I don't know. I don't have anybody's names here, so I'm completely lost.
Peter Loft is director.
Hi. Okay, grab a microphone there.
Yep.
Sure. This is, of course, Peter.
Oh, I
Peter
didn't
Loftus.
see you over there, Peter.
This is Carl from our sister station just down the road.
He's down the hallway.
And the other two I don't know.
Hold on, I got to get your mic up.
Christina Smith?
Astina.
Astina.
Nice to meet you.
Astina.
I am Zach Swistak.
How you guys doing?
How you doing?
Good. How are you?
All right, so tell us what's going on here as Rick is now going in full Hollywood mode here. All right.
Well, we're getting ready for a wonderful production, we hope, of The Little Mermaid.
Okay, cool.
And
I
we open Thursday, and we're doing shows 7:30 Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So.
All right, so go ahead, Astina.
Oh, I'm just excited to be Ursula.
You're Ursula,
I get
nice.
to be the witch I've always wanted to be and be praised for it. So, and applaud. So I'm excited.
Is it the witch you've always wanted to be, or you always were?
No, the witch I've always wanted to be.
Nice. Nice. I wish people would say that about me. It's the blank you always wanted to be. But no, they don't say it that way about me. Carl, what are you doing over there?
I'm a bird. I'm
You
Scuttle.
are?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I think it was really typecasted, but yeah, it's a fun show where we're just talking about people are choking on feathers. It's a scene and a half.
Fair enough.
So what's the character's name again?
Scuttle.
Scuttle. And is that the one that's like the mermaid's kind of companion? And
Yeah, he's the one with the dingle hopper. That guy. Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
Okay.
That's good. Very nice. And then what are you doing up there?
I'm playing Prince Eric. And I'm really excited. I got a lot of fun songs that I'm excited
Okay,
to
nice,
sing.
nice.
So.
You have that good-looking guy Prince type thing
thank
going
you very
on.
much. Thank you.
I
It's
think-
the hair.
It's the
It's the
hair.
hair.
Well, let's just say there's a little envy in me. There was a time when I used to have hair like that. Not quite as nice as that, though. But Peter, where, when, all of that? How do they get tickets? And
Okay, it's at the Capitol Theater in Rome on West Dominic Street. And to get tickets, you contact romecapital.com, and you can buy your tickets. They are reserved tickets, so you can get them right
Okay, nice.
online.
Nice.
So we just had you and Peter to talk about Fiddler on the Roof.
That's right.
It's a quick turnaround for Little Mermaid.
It
How long have you
sure
been working
is.
on this? And are you always looking for new cast members or additional cast members? Because I'd have to imagine you have another show lined up pretty soon.
Well, yeah, we're always looking for new people, but we have a cast of about 65 in this show.
Wow.
And it's been 3 weeks
Yeah.
that we have put this show together. It's
Wow.
kind of insane, but it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Is it it's probably a very, when you say it's a lot of fun, it's whimsical, right? It's a lot of fun.
This one is
Yeah.
definitely, and with these characters, it's
You're gonna have
definitely
some-
whimsical.
yeah.
Trust me.
What's the bird's name again?
Scuttle, the
Scuttle.
one. SKUYLF. That's what it is.
All right. Very, very good. All right. Anything else you want to add? Get out there and get tickets and check this out.
That's what we're hoping. We
And-
hope to get as many people here as we can.
And the beauty of playing at the Capitol Theater is, they've done so much work over there. It's just, it's beautiful.
Beautifully restored.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
definitely.
All right. You want to add anything, Ursula?
No, just come and applaud to us and just cheer us on and bye.
Okay.
Hear her laugh.
Oh, yes, and hear Ursula laugh. You poor unfortunate souls.
That is great. Oh, my goodness.
Good
How
stuff.
did they come up with you as Ursula? You sound exactly like her. That is so good.
That is awesome. Nice
I told
job.
you it was my inner witch.
It's your inner Ursula is what it is. All right. Very nice, guys. Okay. Thank you. Good luck and sell a lot of tickets.
Thank you.
And as Ursula says, bye. All right. Cool. All right, guys. Thank you very much. Listen, I want to tell you a couple quick things before we go. The official coffee of the Keeler in the Morning radio program is Daylight Donuts in New Hartford. Whether it's coffee, espresso, their lattes, 14 flavors of delicious lattes, including the Almond Joy, which will blow your mind. Fresh bagels and donuts every single day. And the drive-thru that is lightning fast. It's Daylight Donuts in New Hartford. And one more I want to tell you about is River Hills Properties. 12 years ago, I met Bill and Robin, and it was all about creating a new real estate agency, and it was just the two of them. A new real estate agency that offered services that nobody else in the market does, and they've done just that. So what has that resulted in? They are the number one independent real estate agency in the area, period. And in terms of overall, including the chains, they're number two. That all coming from being non-existent. It's River Hills, and it is everything they do for the people they work for. Every real estate agent, listing agent receives a commission. Wouldn't you want an agency that's going to work hard for you and really earn that commission? That is River Hills. Reach out today in Barnaville, Little Falls, and Utica. Online, it's riverhillspropertiesllc.com. Call 315-896-1009. Remember, nobody sells homes like River Hills Properties. That's it for us. News straight ahead. We're back here on a Wednesday morning tomorrow on WIBX.
Join the Indium Corporation family. Indium Corporation has immediate openings for production operators and more at its local facilities. Attend our job fair from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Tuesday, August 1st at the Burstone Inn located at 1777 Burstone Road in New Hartford. All levels of experience are welcome, and on-the-spot offers will be made to qualified candidates with a $200 sign-on bonus. Benefits include varied shifts, competitive pay, and a safe work environment. Learn more at jobs.indium.com.
Do you feel like your current checking account just isn't working for you anymore? Maybe monthly fees are cutting into your already tight budget, or maybe you're looking for more convenience with additional bells and whistles that allow you to accomplish more with less work. Whatever your reason, it might be a great time for you to check out the lineup of accounts at Adirondack Bank. From no-frills basic accounts to paperless high-yield accounts, we're sure to have the perfect solution for your needs. We also offer a large selection of extras such as customizable debit cards, electronic statements, online banking and bill pay, mobile banking, and mobile deposit. We also have a great client services team ready to answer your questions with our live chat. Visit our website at www.adkbank.com. Use the checking comparison tool and see which options are best for you. That's adkbank.com. Member FDIC.
From the Stanley Theater Studio, WIBX 950 Utica Rome, W295DI Utica.